Yo, 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 skirt bag, Super Bowl weekend. How is Super Bowl skirt bag feeling?
Dude, Super Bowl skirt bag is he's on another level. I was literally just telling Kenny I'm on fucking goblin mode from here, which is we're recording Thursday night before Super Bowl weekend. From here on out until Sunday night after the game, I'm gonna be on fucking demon time. I've never been more ready for it.
I'm right there with you, dude. I'm gonna get turned up tonight. I'm golfing tomorrow with Timmy and his dad and his brother-in-law. So I'm probably not gonna smoke and I'm probably not gonna drink. Like maybe I'll have a beer, but I gotta drive home.
You might have a good round then.
I know that's what I'm thinking. So actually, I was at this simulator the other day playing, right? And a few days before that, I'd seen this golf trainer on Instagram, and he was like, "You'll see like a lot of my players like tapping their back foot in their backswing, and that's to make sure that like they're not leaning back on it and like loading up on it and then shooting forward. Like it's so that like they keep their weight on their front foot through the backswing." And he was like, "It's actually like part two of the drills that I do, and the first one is just like go between a doorway." And like just like put your hands like across your chest, and then just go like into your backswing, and then like follow through, and make sure that your head doesn't hit the other doorway, obviously, and that's how you keep your head from moving. And then he showed it in like on a golf course. He was like, "This is what not to do. What some people do is they lean forward when they swing, just because like they're trying to go like all into it, and then because like when you lean forward, it brings your torso closer to the ground. You have to like adjust your like torso and to make room for your arms to come through, and then you end up just like topping a ball and you fucking barely hit it." And I'm like, wow, that looks like me when I swing. So I hit up the door frame, and then I went to the simulator, and then every time I like kept my weight like on my front foot through my backswing, way better. Super uncomfortable, dude. So uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It feels so weird, but way better. And the simulator was showing me that I was coming through like my swing like left to right. It's like coming across, like pulling like my club. Like when I was, hitting the face of the ball, that's how I was kind of crossing the plane. And I was like, all right, maybe I need to focus on just like following through straight instead of following through like, behind me like a baseball swing.
Right.
Dude, and every time I did that, my swing was so much better too. Like when I do those two things, money. It's just like sometimes I don't, and it's honestly like a lot to think about every time you swing when you're not good.
Yeah, you almost got to get it to a point where it's just muscle memory. Like if you just think about those two things like enough in a like certain amount of times,
Yeah,
it'll just be muscle memory and it'll
it's
just come to you.
it's tough though in like a real round because it's like, all right, like I also got to hit my driver, and like it feels extra uncomfortable. Like that swing's a little bit different, right? And like if I
Yeah.
want to bring out the 3 wood or the 3 hybrid, it's like that swing's a little bit different.
I mean, dude,
So it's weird.
even like your long irons compared to your pitching wedge or your
Yeah, dude, my
9 iron.
my 4 iron is like a very long shaft compared to everything else, and my 5 is like in between, but 6 and below is pretty much standard.
Yeah, mine are the same way actually. It's like my 4 and my 5 are longer, I feel like, and then like 6 to 9 are the same.
Are like the same, and like my
And then
pitching
my
wedge is
pitching
pretty
wedge
much
is
the
a little
same.
bit my pitching
And
wedge is
then
a little bit shorter.
I think mine feels the same. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude, it's weird. I actually noticed this the last time I played. My pitching wedge, like, I think I hit it so well because of how short it is. Like, the longer the club is iron wise, like, actually, the last time I played, my irons were, like, on fire. Like, I didn't have one bad shot with any of my irons,
That's
and I was
money.
swinging my 5 and my 4, like, pretty consistently because it was a long course that Jake and I played.
Yeah,
But, usually, the longer my iron club is, the harder time I have, like, hitting the ball straight. And that's because my baseball swing comes out because of how long the club is, and I'm just
yeah,
coming over the top or like I'm pushing it
yeah.
left.
It's tough. I feel like I need to like keep my drive pretty much the same though. Like my drive isn't bad. It's my irons that are bad and like crazy inconsistent. And like it's not that I'm good at golf and I shoot a lot of bad shots. It's I'm bad at golf and I get lucky sometimes.
Yeah.
More often than I used to because I'm a little bit better, but not much.
Dude, see, like, I really want to get better at putting. Like, I feel like I'm at a point with my game where I'm kind of plateaued with my irons and my driver. Like, I'm consistent. I can hit them straight for, like, 7 out of 10 times I'm going to hit my irons and my driver straight. And, like, distance for me has never been a problem. Like, I hit the ball far. I think that just comes from playing baseball for so long and having, like, the natural swing. But my putting, dude, and my short game, like, my chips up and my putting are so bad, dude. Like, I'll
Yeah.
have something. I'll have a putt that's like a 5 foot putt for like an easy par, and I'm three putting it, dude, just because I
Yeah.
can't. and that's what fucks my score. Like I could be a consistent like 85 to 90 in my golf game if I wasn't like three putting half the holes.
Yeah, my problem is my drives and my irons. My drives are not consistent enough. I'm nowhere near the fairway on a regular enough basis. But that's like what they say to do. Is kind of like go like down, like right, like if you're trying to break 100, you got to get your driver right so you can set yourself up for success. If you're trying to break 90, then you got to get your irons right so you can get on the green in fewer shots.
Right.
And then if you're trying to break 80, then obviously then you got to get your putter involved. But that's kind of how they say to progress it.
Yeah, I mean, I can usually get on green in regulation, like not most holes. I'd probably say like half the time I can get on the green in regulation. But dude, if I have a fucking more than like a 6-foot putt, I'm either blasting it past the hole because I'm overthinking it, or I'm hitting it left. Like my putting is just so bad.
Yeah, my putting it was good when I first started golfing, and then it got bad, and now it's getting better. I started blasting everything, dude, and I was just like, whoa, dude, you gotta chill the fuck out. And like sometimes it's hard to read a course, especially when you play when like weather's changing. Like if you play like when a course is drying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just tough. Sometimes like you'll expect it to get faster throughout the day because it's like drying out, and like you can feel it drying out, but then it doesn't, and you're like, what the fuck?
Dude, yeah, I want to get better at like lag putting too, because when I putt, I always like, all right, how do I? What's the perfect line to put this ball in the hole? But if I start thinking like, all right, just get this one close and like cut down my 3 putts to 2 putts, get it to a gimme, and if I can do that, then I'll be good. And like some of those might go in, like if I have the right line or like you know what I mean. So like I'm already helping myself there. It's just I have to get off the mindset of, oh, I have a 30-foot putt, I need to put this in the hole. Like how hard do I have to hit this? And then I end up blasting it past the hole, and then I have to fucking putt it 2 more times to get it even close.
And I think the thing for me is like now I've got the mindset of I'd rather leave it short than hit it past, which is not really the best mindset because then I turn into like, all right, now I'm leaving everything short. I'm hitting everything with my purse because I have the mindset of like don't put it over. Like you'd rather fall short, and then I'm falling so short. I'm like, geez, Kenny.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, what's worse, falling like super short on a putt or blasting it past the hole? Because when you leave it short, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I gotta at least get it to the hole, but then when you blast it over, you're also like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? It doesn't have to hit it that hard.
Yeah. I think I think hitting it past, if they're like equally as far away, I think hitting it further is worse. Because if I'm hitting it short, I'm upset
you most likely
with myself.
Still have the same line though. From
same
that
read, right? I don't do a new read. And a lot of times, if I'm hitting it short, it's probably because there's a drop off on the other side of the hole, and I don't want to have to climb that hill. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hitting. That's what I'm leaving it real short.
Yeah, blasting it past the hole is also just like, especially when it's like you don't have like a long putt. It's like a 5 or 6 foot putt, and you're like, all right, like should be able to get this one close. I don't even have to think about like the power that I need to get it there. And then you put it like it dribbles past the edge of the cup, and you're like, oh, fuck, I was close. But then it goes another, like, 5 or 6 feet, and you're like, oh, well, I'm back to right where I was.
Just as far as I was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the worst is when you're putting, and there's, like, an uphill before the hole, so you're like, oh, I got to get it there. So you hit it hard, and then you go way past it, and now you're like, fuck. This is, like, an 8 or 9 foot putt or more, and, like, if I go past it, I might be going right back down that hill.
Back down, yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's one course, I think, you've played Wild Wing, right?
Yeah, it's funny, dude. Timmy has been sending, like, Myrtle Beach golf, like, Instagram posts to our group chat, and they always showcase Wild Wing, and I think that course is booty, bro. Like, the course is, like,
it's nice. It's nice.
I don't know.
Like,
it wasn't nice when I went.
Well, when did you go? When did we play there?
I played with my boys when I went in November.
Oh, yeah, that's why. If you played in the summer, it's like
when we
nice
went
conditions.
In August when I couldn't play because I had a broken ankle, it was nice. But I hate that there's no turn.
Yeah, and dude, that's like a common thing for a bunch of golf courses in Myrtle Beach, and I hate it.
Booty, dude.
I almost need, like, it's not like, oh, it'd be nice to have a turn. Like, I almost need a turn, dude, because it's like a mental reset. You get a little snack.
Mental reset,
you're
dude.
Like,
get a snack and, like, a beer at the minimum, right? Like, maybe the cart girl's not on her shit that day. And at Wild Wing, they're old as fuck and they're slow as hell.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, I'm telling you, the course, next time you come down to visit, the course that Jake and I played that's like 10 minutes from my house is, like, it's perfect because it's challenging enough for like our skill level, and also like they're on their shit. There's a nice ass turn with like a what's that place we went to at Waldo's where it was like the country club.
Dairyfield.
Dairyfield. It's like a Dairyfield setting at the turn where it's like a restaurant type of
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
But then they also have like two golf girls like on carts like going around at all times, so you
Ooh,
never
not
have
bad.
like yeah, it's nice, dude.
Ugh, dude, I want to get down so bad, but I just like don't know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe one random like weekend in I don't know. I was talking to Mayo today, and he was like, I was like, dude, I'm bummed you can't go to the bachelor party. Um, we got to have like a boys golf weekend soon. He was like, yeah, like maybe some weekend in April, like late April, we can do something.
Yeah, I just
I was
have
like, that might
I
work.
need to get this lean-to and the fucking shed turned into a gym done. That's my April weekends right now.
Yeah. How far
Needs to
along
be
are you?
done. So I'm done with like the roof, right? Roof's done. So what I have to do next is so there's cement that's like going from the front of the each like the wall to the building of the shed. So I need to like get a pickaxe from my dad and like break all that up so it's just dirt. But then I'm gonna put a 4x4 in there, get it into the ground with some rebar, and then I'm gonna like rototill the whole thing, take whatever dirt I need to out, plastic down, and then put rocks over that. So I have like a rock floor.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and then I'd like to build like a workbench around the fucking border, which I think would be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know how much time that's gonna take, and I don't know like if that's necessary or
Not necessary, but it would be dope to
if I can
have.
just get. Because here's the thing: if I fill it so I could get the shed empty, so I could turn the shed into the gym, that's cool. But it's probably never gonna get done. But at the same time, like I'm kind of okay with that because I'm not fucking staying here forever.
Right.
I'll be here for a few more years tops.
Yeah, it would be pretty fucking cool to have though.
Yeah, it would be nice to have like something just to put stuff on, so like it's not all sitting on the floor.
Do you think like the having the shed turned into a gym is gonna like increase like the value when you guys sell at all or no? Or is it not really something that like does that?
I think it will, compared to like what it was when we bought it, like fucking dilapidated building with a leaking roof where
Yeah.
the lean-to only had half of a fucking roof on it, like to what it's gonna be. I think it'll definitely increase the value a little bit. It'd be nice if I could make the yard not look like shit, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, your yard's not in like terrible condition as it is now.
Nah,
There's just like a few things like project wise like on the outline of your fence really, but other than that, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I low-key want to put raised beds over by my neighbor with like the fence that you can see through. Um, which I think would be nice over there. Some raised beds for a little garden action, and then I don't know. I want to put like some rocks down in the corner next to the gate, and like just have like my garbage cans there and stuff like that.
yeah, it'd be fire. Dude, can't wait to have a yard and like be able to build it and like do shit I want in my own backyard.
Yeah, it's nice because you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, like you don't have to worry about like your neighbors or like people like walking through like walking their dog or something. It's just like your own space outside. It's
Hmm.
nice.
Yeah, the only time you have to worry about is like if you have an HOA where you have to like keep it nice.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. Like I get living like in a community like that, but I would definitely like to have like my own like just like plot of land like out and have like minimal neighbors. Like I
That's
like
what
having
I've been
people
saying, dude.
like I like having people around. Like I don't want to be completely isolated from fucking a community, but I want to have like 3 to 5 acres of my own land.
Thank you.
Like I can just let my dogs out and like they can run around and I don't have to worry about like them being on like a major road where they're gonna like get hit by a car or like there's gonna be traffic all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd probably still have a fence. Even if I had 3 to 5 acres, I'd have a
Yeah.
fence to keep my dogs in.
Yeah, that's true. At least in like the backyard area.
Yeah, 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 like right outside of my back door.
Right.
But like, I mean, the whole thing wouldn't be fenced, just like a piece of it.
And coming back to like what we were talking about last week when we were talking about like starting a chicken coop, I went
Yeah,
downstairs after we finished last week's episode and I was like, Magoo, when we get a house eventually, like I want to get chickens. She was like, okay, yeah, it's a great idea. I was like, let's go. We can have our fucking.
Easy money.
Listen, it's only like $400 to start. Like, we can get like 10 chicks. We have a boon that can just fucking like herd them up and keep the predators away and all this stuff. Like, it'll be nice. We can have our own sufficient like eggs for breakfast, and we can, like kill the chickens for food and when we need to, and we can make them like mate. So we just have like an endless supply of chicken.
I don't think they mate. I think they lay eggs and then the males like nut on them or something. I don't know how. They don't fuck. Birds don't fuck.
What?
Yeah, birds don't fuck.
Birds don't fuck?
No, I don't think so. You think birds fuck?
Do birds fuck? I typed this in, it just comes up with the Philadelphia Eagles record this year. Yeah, they fuck. So most birds' sex literally is about bumping uglies. Yo, the first thing that came up was a Reddit thread that says, "How do birds fuck?" Most birds don't, but they get by with what is called a cloacal.
Cloaca.
Cloacal.
Cloaca. I don't know, dude.
During mating, the male bird goes on top of the female, facing the same direction. They have an entrance called cloaca, which they rub against each other. So they just get like over the pants hand jobs. The male sperm passes on to the female ova where it's fertilized after fertilization. So they fuck, but there's no penetration.
Fuck, dude. They fuck. I didn't think it was like that.
Is it fucking if there's no penetration though?
It's close enough, dude. One's on top of the other. You're rubbing together.
Right. Okay.
Look,
if the act of like,
if me and Lex are grinding one another hard enough and no penetration, I bet you I'd still nut after a minute. Not like literally 60-second minute, but after a minute of grinding,
it'd probably be a fat minute, but
yeah. I'm sure at some point I get so turned on.
So birds don't fuck; they just edge.
Yeah, they're big edgers.
Big edging guys. Oh, hey, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, look at that. My whoop asks me every morning, did you learn something new yesterday? And now I can say yeah.
Now I can say, yes, I did. Birds don't fuck, they edge. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited to have a chicken coop, though. That'll be tight.
I've been telling Lex that I want to have 5 acres. We have a notes thing, right? It's called next house needs. So we got on here front porch, a screened in back porch area, 5+ acres, well water, a pool, and a wood stove.
Ooh. That's a good start to the list.
That is a good start to the list. Dude, I had I'm sure you did too. Like, you had well water growing up, not city water.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, so good. I drink it right out of the fucking spigot. I won't even think twice.
Oh, see, ours was like, I don't know if it was like the minerals in the ground, like in our land, but we couldn't drink the faucet. I mean, you could. It was fine for you, but it was like the water that kind of smelled like rotten eggs. You know what I'm talking about?
No thanks, dude.
But our
water was nice.
It was weird because it was only like the faucet water that did that. Like the shower water was fine. Like I used to actually like, I would get in the shower sometimes and just be like, I'm thirsty, and like drink some water from the shower. But like,
did you guys have a water softener in the basement that you put like salt in?
Not that I know of. I mean, maybe. We had a bunch of fucking, like, shit in the basement that I ran into on my bike a bunch, like pumps and stuff, but I never knew what it was for.
Yeah, we had, like, a water softener thing. We would buy, like, 50-pound bags of salt, and, like, whenever they get low, you just fill with salt.
Yeah, we might have done that.
It treats the water. Makes it not bad.
We might have done that.
Other than that, it's just fucking well water. That comes from the ground. And it was so good, dude.
It was nice having, like, I mean, it sucked having to, like, cut wood every winter and stuff, but, like, the wood stove, we wouldn't even buy, like, oil for heat, like, in the winter, because we would just have, like, the wood stove in the garage and the wood stove in our house, like, heat our entire house.
Yeah, I would want to have, like, regular heat, too, maybe. I'm not necessarily saying that I would only want to have a wood stove, if that'd be the only way that I heat my house. Like,
well, we had it for, like, hot water. Like, for hot water, we would use oil and stuff, but, like, we would only buy oil, like, once a winter so that we could use that for the water, and then, like, to heat the house, we'd use, like, the wood stove and stuff.
Dude, my aunt and uncle have like they have like a regular wood stove in the house, but outside they have like a massive wood stove, and it provides all their heat. Like it runs to their house and it gives them like regular heat. It fucking gives them like all their hot water.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah,
Literally.
and like yeah, I mean they chop down trees for a living, so they're never gonna run out of wood.
Yeah, I hated fucking splitting wood though, dude. Oh my god. It was
Yeah, they
like
got a machine that does it though, so you don't have to
oh
chop it.
no, yeah, we had the machine too, like
Oh, did you?
the log splitter, but
Yeah,
like dude,
yeah.
we did so much of it. It was like sit there and you'd run the fucking lever for hours and it would all pile up and then we'd have to stack it and wrap it up and then every day, literally every day we would get Nick and I would get home from school. Our first chore we had to do was to fill the wood box. So we'd have to go out like with a um wheelbarrow, fill that up, bring it inside, and like load by load, like walk it into the living room and dump it into this giant wood box, and we'd have enough wood for the night.
Yeah, we had a
Fucking,
wood.
I hated it, dude.
My aunt and uncle, they had wood stove. They had one in the basement and one in the living room. And they would, or they had a regular fireplace in the living room, but they would like just burn both of them pretty much all the time. So we were steady. They had wood boxes too.
Yeah, our living room wood stove was like a wood stove built into the fireplace. So it was like a fireplace, and then like the wood stove like came through the fireplace, and
Yeah.
then our house had a wraparound porch around like the whole thing. So on the other side of our fireplace was an outdoor fireplace. So it was like one
Ooh,
spot. So you had one outside and one inside, and then
that's
like
fire.
dude, it was sick because like every weekend, like even in the summer, we would just go outside and like all of our friends would come over, and my parents' friends would come over, and we'd like shoot guns and fucking do fireworks and just have a fire outside. It was sick.
I love that.
I
That's big
definitely
time
want,
vibes.
dude, a wraparound porch is a must for like when I have like my house, like when I not like maybe not my first house, but when I have like my house that I'm like no, I'm gonna be there for like 20 years.
Yeah,
I want a wraparound porch on that bitch.
do it. Do
Just do it. Nah.
it. um, But so Kate sent me, Lex's sister sent me a screenshot of something on Facebook the other day, and it was these two dads, right? And they had fences next to each other, and they were wood fences, and they like put hinges with chains so they could like drop down the fence, and they could like sit there and like have a beer together through the fence. You know what I mean?
It's like a castle, how it like drops down the
Yes,
door.
yeah, like a drawbridge, yeah, but just like
Yeah.
it just like fell over on the fence, and they would talk to each other. So Kate sends me that, and she's like, I can see you doing this if you have like cool neighbors. And I was like, I hope I don't have neighbors. And she's like, well, what if I'm your neighbor? I'm like, that's cool, but I hope you gotta like drive or like take a gator or like a golf cart over. Like I hope you can't
Yeah,
walk over.
I hope
And
it's
she's like,
not like see like you can go outside your window and like see my house. Or
yeah,
like, like 10 feet to the
yeah,
left there's another house.
come on over every day, but do it in your car. Um, she's like, what if I take my horse? I'm like, that's sounds great. Sounds good to me. And then she was like, you got to get a cow. Because I've always wanted one. And I'm like, bro, look, Lex isn't going to let me kill it, so I can't get a beef cow. I don't want to milk it every day, and it's going to get sick if I don't. So I don't want a dairy cow. And she's like, well, I'll milk it and I'll take care of it, but you have to get it because you're going to have the land. I'm like, all right, you milk it. We'll split the milk. And
Yeah, as long as you take care of it, I'll hold it on my land. I
yeah,
ain't milking that motherfucker though.
I'll milk it if I need to, like if she goes away or something. But I don't
Yeah.
want to I don't want to buy a cow that I'm not sure I'm going to have the time to take care of properly.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. And I don't want to be fucked up.
Why did she want a cow so bad?
I don't know. She's fucking an interesting cat. She came down today to hang out with Lex, and they got walk and roll. And they didn't get dumplings, but they did order me a lunch combo, so I had that for dinner. But no dumplings. It was her first time getting walk and roll, and I was like, no dumplings for the kid.
No dumplings, no donuts?
They got no donuts.
Oh my god, dude. That's disgusting. That's a disgusting act on Lex's part. I hope she's listening too.
We never get the donuts.
What?
So she does what? So she doesn't even know about the donut. Like, so she doesn't even know about the donut. Like,
You guys don't
I
get the
get
donuts?
the dumplings every single time. I was like, dude, it's automatic. There's nothing more automatic than me getting dumplings at fucking walk and roll.
More automatic than Steph Curry from 3.
Easily, dude. Way more automatic. The dude's he's not even shooting 50% from 3.
He said I'm 100% from dumplings and rock and
Yeah,
roll.
literally. So the very first
Except
time
for
I
tonight.
ordered, well, I didn't order.
That's fair. That's fair.
The very first time I went to Walk and Roll, it was Chinese New Year, and the reason that I got it was because I couldn't find fucking the dumpling papers anywhere in the stores. I was going to make dumplings. And then I was like, dude, I can't fucking find them anywhere. So I'm smoking a blunt and I'm ordering dumplings from this Chinese place around the corner. And I was like, wow, bro, this shit fucking slaps. And every single time since then, I've gotten dumplings.
Except for tonight.
Except for tonight.
Lex couldn't even hit you with an assist there, dude. That's whack.
It's okay. I'm just glad she got me anything. She didn't really have to do that much.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to come home on an empty belly with just 2 beers floating around in your stomach, so she did good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we have other food. We have leftovers that I was definitely going to munch on, but Walk and Roll, I'll take that 10 times out of 10, baby.
I've been eating leftover taco soup for lunch, like all
Not
week.
bad. I've been
made
eating
in a crock pot. Oof.
I did a crock pot meal this week. It was like a lemony herb chicken and potatoes with asparagus. It was good. It wasn't very lemony, but it was good. Oh, and honey.
I'm a big fan. Oh, dude, you know you got to try. We had Brussels sprouts with our dinner the other night. I forget what we were having. I think it was, I forget, but we had Brussels sprouts and Maggie like put honey on them after they were like we put them in the air fryer, and that's how she makes them, and then she just like put honey over top of them for me. Dude, I would never expect that to be like a good combo. I mean, it doesn't sound gross.
Did you put anything on the Brussels sprouts beforehand?
Just
like
some
salt
seasoning.
Or anything?
Yes. Well, we do salt and pepper, and then like we have like, dude, my mom got us this box. She got like this $300 box of spices from her boss, and
Jesus Christ,
her boss accidentally sent her 2, so she gave us one of them, and they have like 5 or 6 different like vegetable spices that you're supposed to like season your veggies with, and it tells you on the back like which vegetables like pairs best with which spice. So we have like this one we use for Brussels, so we do like salt and pepper and that, and then she put honey over top of them, and I was like, oh my god, dude, it was so good.
So similarly, Lex does potatoes in the oven, like cut up with Italian dressing, just like generic Italian dressing from the grocery store. Money.
That actually sounds like it would taste good.
Dude, so good. I've never had it before. Like, her and I live together. Money.
Does she, like, cook the potatoes and then put the dressing on, or does she put the dressing on the potatoes and then cook them?
I think she does the dressing first. I think she puts the potatoes on the fucking tray and then just puts the Italian dressing over top. But she might do it after, or she might do extra, like, after. Like, put it on before and then do extra after.
Might have to try that. That sounds good.
It is. It's really good. Definitely... I enjoyed every time she makes it. It's been a minute.
Dude. I've definitely like enjoyed, like, I mean, ever since Magoo and I have lived together, which has been like 9 months now. Just like having like a meal with somebody every night. That's not like, you know, it's not like McDonald's or like Chipotle. It's like we actually like sit down. Sometimes we'll cook together. Like she cooks most of the time, but like I'll probably cook like once, maybe twice a week. And then we'll just like sit down and eat together, and it's like the perfect way to just like end your day. Even though it's not like the end of the day, but it's just like a perfect way to decompress and like just like have some time to just fucking take that like deep breath, just be whoof, and then fucking feast out.
Yeah, I love when Lex and I have dinner together. It doesn't always happen because she serves, but I mean it's always nice. I love cooking for her. Yeah. She usually cooks for me.
Yeah, Maggie usually cooks for me too, but I have like the certain dishes that I'll cook. Like anytime we do like salmon or steak, or like sometimes we'll do like tacos.
It's whenever I'm in the mood for something. If I'm in the mood for something, which is going to be either steak or some kind of seafood, then usually I'll make dinner. I'm like, all right, I want to have X, Y, and Z. But if not, she'll cook, and she usually does either like chicken insides, or she'll do like a pasta. If we're having pasta, Lex is cooking it, guaranteed.
Yeah.
She made a fucking banging tortellini with sausage and sun-dried tomato and like a cream sauce this weekend. Banging.
That's funny. We had lasagna this weekend, or last Friday. We had lasagna and watched Moneyball.
Lasagna.
I Maggie definitely likes Italian food more than I do, but I love it. Like, I need to be like in the mood for it, and when I am in the mood for it, like it slaps. Like chicken parm, love it, but it's not something I could eat like once a week. Like I can't have
Agreed.
Italian food once a week. Like
Agreed.
raviolis, banging. Like it's not that I don't like Italian food. It's just I need to be in the mood for it.
I'll do like, yeah, I agree with that. We probably do Italian like once a week, but that's like Lex is pretty Italian. Most of her dishes are Italian. She makes a
Yeah.
mean sauce though.
Does she she have like the big fucking sauce pot that she makes it in? My mom used
Yes.
to do that. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It's like an
we
all
had to
day
buy
thing
one.
sometimes.
We had to buy one because she was like, dude, I can't keep making sauce and what we have, it's not big enough.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
Lex makes hers pretty quick. Takes her a couple hours or like an hour. I feel like it's definitely not an all day thing. Well, like she'll do it in the morning and then we'll just eat whenever.
Dude, my mom used to make sauce and put like a bone in it. I don't know why, but
Yeah,
like that's just something you do.
dude. We used to make sauce, and we'd put like ribs in it, but then eventually like it sits for so long, like the rib bones are just in there, all the meat's falling off. You know what I mean? But then you just
Yeah.
have like little pieces of like it's like shredded up, rib meat in your
Right.
fucking sauce. Money.
Oh man,
Bones
dude.
in there too. Hit. I don't know. They hit different.
That's
I
another
would
thing,
eat the
dude.
fucking
Like
bone.
when I have just crunching on bones.
Yeah.
When I have my backyard, dude, I'm gonna have the meanest fucking grill set up. Like I want to have a pool and I want to have like an outdoor bar, like a grill bar
Yeah,
with
dude.
a TV and like I want the whole fucking shebang.
So my boy AJ, his dad does construction. He does electric, but when he works for the union, and the way the union works is it's like you are part of the union and you get hired through an electrical company, like basically like a contractor type deal. So he's been
Right.
working for this one company forever, but in the winters it gets slow and he doesn't feel like dealing with them. So he quits, he goes back into like a pool, but he's basically makes himself like unactive, and then he just works for his dad and does side jobs. So he's doing what he sent us a snap the other day, and it's like this huge like rock patio, right? And on the left, fireplace that you could have on both sides of the thing, right? But it's like a wall, and then like straight ahead is like what's going to be. You could tell because it's like kind of framed out with 2x4s. It's gonna be like grill, like a full kitchen, like grill, like
Ooh.
sink, fridge, all that shit. And then on the right is an in-ground pool, and I'm like, dude, not fucking bad.
Yeah, that's like the dream, dude. And then all I need on top of that is like either like a projector screen that I can just pull down from somewhere and like throw up a sports game, or like a TV that's not going to
Dude,
get like
if
it's like a
there was
waterproof
like
TV or something.
a drop down projector from where he took the picture, that would be literally perfect.
Dude, yeah. Oh my god, I would never leave my fucking backyard.
Why would you, bro? Especially
I
if
would
you
have
live
no
somewhere
reason
where
to.
it's nice.
Yeah.
If there was a way to
Yeah.
like have the sides drop down so you can kind of have it enclosed and have like a fire but still have the projector screen in the winter, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, that's the thing. Like I want to live in Colorado so bad, and I want like the seasons because I do miss like the seasons of that, but like imagine living in like Arizona or like Nevada or something like that and having like a backyard in the desert where it's just like always warm and you can always like go outside and like have that pretty much year
Yeah,
round.
but also it gets stupid hot in the summer there.
Yeah, but like we lived in Myrtle Beach. I feel like
Oh, dude, it gets way hotter in Arizona.
yeah, but it's
bro.
a different heat though. Like
No,
the dry
it's a
heat
worse
is,
heat. It's the hotter heat.
you think I
Do
I
you
would
hear
rather
them
be
talk? Like when I listen to the fantasy footballers in the summer, they're like, "Yeah, I had to run out to my mailbox because if I walked, my sandals were gonna fucking melt and
Melt.
stick to the fucking pavement, and I have to like sprint to the pool. You sprint to the pool and you sprint back inside because everything else will burn your feet. You can't stay outside. Like it's not enjoyable. I don't want that in the summer, dude. Give me a tweener. Give me a Myrtle
would it-
Beach.
Yeah, dude, the Myrtle Beach isn't like it's just like the heat there's like a disgusting heat though. Like it doesn't get as hot, but you can't walk outside with not
Okay,
like, you can't
but
breathe
like give
when you
me
walk
Florida
outside.
or give me Cali.
Yeah, I'd take Cali. I just don't want to live in California. That's the thing.
Nah, dude, fuck California. Fuck Florida too. Ron DeSantis is like
Maybe
too crazy.
Texas?
Maybe. It gets real hot there and they got crazy weather, bro.
Yeah, they do be getting some crazy weather. I don't know, dude. Where else could we go? Like, what's an in-betweener that's not like super hot, but also not
Well, we can do like anything like Georgia, Bama, Mississippi. Those are all like South Carolina, Florida,
Georgia
Louisiana.
Georgia might not be too bad. I think Myrtle Beach, even South Carolina, but like I think it's just Myrtle Beach is bad because it's so close to the ocean. That's why it's always so fucking humid.
What about North Carolina? What about Charlotte area?
Yeah, like the suburbs of Charlotte. Dude, I don't know. I just want like I don't know if I want to live in like a big. If I'm moving to like a big city, it's gonna be New York. Like that's
I'm
the
never
only
gonna
big
live in a
city I
city.
would.
What
Yeah.
about Virginia? I could do Virginia. I think it's warm
Virginia,
enough.
maybe.
It's warm long enough there, and it does get chilly, which I like. I don't want no chilly. I don't want always nice. I like a
want
little
like
chilly.
I want like a month and a half of like winter weather. Like
Well,
if I could
Jersey
just get,
didn't even fucking get that this year.
well, yeah, that's because our planet's fucked. But like, I just want like, if the most ideal year for me would be starting in January, we'll go like spring. Like I want springtime from January to like March, and then from like April to August, I want summer, and then August to like the beginning of December, or September to the beginning of December, I want fall, and then the whole month of December and maybe like a few first weeks of January can be like winter. That would be the ideal year for me, like season.
I think you're right.
Like a month and a half, maybe 2 months of winter. I'm tapped out there. That's the maximum I could do.
Yeah. The only thing I like about winter is snowboarding.
Yeah, facts.
But if I'm not on
Or
a mountain,
even-
I don't care.
If I'm not on a mountain, but even then, like if I wasn't snowboarding and I lived in a place where I could like snowmobile and like if I have kids, like I could take them sledding and stuff. Like I want to enjoy like the snow for like I want like 1 or 2 big snowstorms a year. Give me that and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
After that, the whole like getting dark at 5 p.m. and it being dark for fucking 17 out of the 24 hours a day can fuck off. Like, don't need that.
Yep.
I wish we could just make our own climate. Why is that not a thing? Scientists, let's get after that. Let's start working. Fuck making vaccines. Let's start working towards that.
Yeah.
Let's start making our own weather. How is that not a thing?
I think it is a thing a little bit.
A little bit, but like
I think they control it a little bit because you can control like or that you can alter like the different temperatures in the air and like the fucking different types of pressure and stuff like that. I think they're doing it.
you think in like 50 or less years from now we'll have like fully functional like controllable weather. Like, all right, like we need rain in this area. Let's make it rain for this amount of time.
Yeah,
this
baby,
hard.
just get James Harden at the strip club.
I mean, you got a point. That would be dope, dude. Because then we wouldn't have to worry about like
Droughts or wildfires.
we would know, and also we would know like the exact weather of the exact day. So it'd be like, oh, dude, we can't golf Saturday. We know it's gonna rain. There'd be no like,
Yeah, it's like a scheduled rain day for the crops.
right.
Maybe we'll
Or
get
maybe we
around
just
it
have it
someday.
all-
It might be soggy though.
Maybe we just have when we need the rain, we just do it at night. Well, no, because they need sunlight. Like the crops need sunlight while it rains too, don't they?
I don't know if it matters if they get sunlight and rain at the same time, which sounds pretty tough to do. Like it usually doesn't sunshine and rain at the same time. I think
Sun
they just
showers.
need both. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are rare.
Yeah. Sun showers are always like freaked me out as a kid. Like it's
Yeah.
fucking sunny out. Why am I getting rained on right now?
Exactly. Craziest thing ever the first time it happened. I thought nobody's gonna believe me. Like, bro, I'm getting wet.
Yeah, bro, I'm getting wet and the sun is out.
I'm sweating, but this isn't the sweat. This is rain from the
Dude.
sky.
No offense to English people, but like, how do you live in England, bro? You never see the fucking sun.
Yeah, bruv.
Hey, bruv, how do you never get depressed? The sun's never out.
I don't know, dude.
Quite funny, isn't it?
I think you just get real drunk.
I mean, as they should, but like, what if you're
They
not a
watch soccer.
drinker? Yeah, they do be.
You're a drinker.
If you live in England, you're a drinker.
Those are the
That's just how it
rules.
goes. Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. I just like couldn't imagine like not seeing like it being the middle of July and it's just like dreary
Rain
and
again.
cloudy and rainy. Yeah. It sounds miserable, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great. I don't know. Speaking of England, you want to talk about Manchester City?
Yeah, I do.
This sucks. So
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Manchester City, you're getting fucked over financial fair play by the Premier League this time. Last time it was the UEFA Champions League, and the only reason they were able to get away with it with the UEFA Champions League was because all of their infringements were past, like basically like a what's it called? Like a time that something is
Oh, like
relevant.
statute of limitations?
Statute of limitations, yeah, the statute of limitations is passed, and Champions League couldn't they didn't have authority back far enough for them to be able to do anything about it. But the Premier League doesn't have that, so apparently they've got City on over 100 infringements of financial fair play, which I don't understand. I guess it would just be like every single signing, but like I don't know, because the rules are you can't spend more money than you make, basically.
Right.
So however much money you make, that's how much you're allowed to sign new players for. And apparently they broke that, which makes sense because their owners are rich, or the owners are like, fuck it, we're just going to take losses, don't care. We'll use this as a write-off and our team will get better, right? Like from a business owner's perspective, it's like, all right, we're super rich, doesn't matter. It's literally just a tax write-off if they fucking take a loss in the books. Doesn't matter.
Right.
But yeah, apparently they were cooking the books for a hot minute. So who knows what's gonna happen, dude? Nothing is like final. It's just a lot of speculation, and they pretty much said that anything's on the board, including fines, 15-point deduction this season, games lost, games that have to get replayed, stripped of their previous titles, or even fucking expelled from the Premier League. So I don't know, dude. We'll see.
That getting expelled from the Premier League to me sounds a little dramatic. Like that would be almost hurting the Premier League, I feel like.
100%. It does. I was thinking about this the other day. It does, because like I told you, I'm probably not a Premier League fan anymore, if we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to root for a shit club, and I don't want to root for one of the teams of all the fans that I've hated over the past however many years as a City fan, right?
We'll come to Arsenal.
Like,
it's the perfect time.
See, here's the thing. It is actually the perfect time to be an Arsenal fan, and they've been so bad I haven't had to talk shit. But it's like, I don't really want to do that. They're probably the most intriguing. But like Chelsea, dude, fuck them and their fans. Fuck Liverpool and their fans. Fuck Tottenham, their ass. Like, fuck Man United. So then it's like, who's left? It's Arsenal, and it's like some shit teams that don't really have much of a chance to win a title.
Yeah. Leicester City, baby. It's like,
well, yeah, that's literally your only hope, right? Or you could, maybe pick up like a Villa or like a Newcastle United, but they're about in fucking 10 years they're gonna be in the same boat,
same spot. Yeah.
It's like, oh, they got that oil money, but here's the thing about financial fair play: there's nothing fair about it, because the smaller clubs aren't gonna make enough in revenue to be able to afford as Arsenal players.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: even if you're great and you can sell tickets, like, and you have the best fans in the world, and like you get people to your games, if you're not playing at the fucking later stages of the domestic tournaments, if you're not making it to Europa League, and if you're not making it to Champions League, like, you get money for all those games, and you get like ad advertisements for all those games. And if you're one of the better clubs, you're gonna have more expensive ad advertisements. Like, you know what I mean? So you're always going to make more revenue, and you're always going to be able to fucking buy the best players. And if that's the case, then it's not really fair, because the small clubs don't really have a chance to ever make the big tournaments and make more money to then buy better players. You know what I mean?
Well, not only that, dude, like even outside of like making domestic tournaments like Champions League and stuff, I'm sure tickets to like a Chelsea or Manchester United game are far more expensive than like a Newcastle or an Aston Villa. And that's just like basic Premier League games.
United.
Or Leeds, yeah. Like it's probably way cheaper to go to like Leeds can sell out every fucking game, but they're still not going to make as much as like an average Manchester United game. You know what I mean? Just because ticket prices are more expensive, they probably make like more on season ticket holders and stuff like that.
Yeah. Forever, dude. So it's like, I don't know how you call that fair.
Yeah. Both of them to call that financial fair play when it's like everything but.
Yeah. It's like financial fair play, but you're never going to make enough to be able to spend as much as the big clubs. So good luck with your fucking poverty farm teams.
Dude, how, like, I mean, I know there's like it's like a super complex question and like there's no real answer to it, but like how would you go about like fixing it? Like would you have to do like a salary cap like how there is in the NBA or like how would you even
See,
fix that? Because it's
that
tough.
is the
There's so many leagues like
that's the
worldwide.
most fair way to do it is a salary cap,
Yeah.
right? And then it's like, spend whatever you want to buy players, who cares? But their salary can only go so high. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your cumulative salary can only go so high. That's the most fair way to do it, but I guess everybody hates the salary cap too. Or you just fucking get rid of financial fair play, right? And then you're like, okay, fucking Barca, okay, Real Madrid, okay, Bayern, pay your dudes fucking billions of dollars in wages, spend outrageous money to fucking, buy players from other teams. But at the same time, when Newcastle United gets bought by Oil, they now
Don't
can
bitch
fucking
about it.
spend the money to buy all the players, just like you did.
Right. But I feel like that's also like a
But
small
then it's like
case.
you just have to get bought by a fucking billionaire.
Right, and it's not like not every team in every league is going to get bought by a billionaire, you know what I mean? Like that's like a
Right.
very small percentage of teams that happens to. So still even then. Yeah, I don't know, dude, and that's the thing like it's different with soccer because it's not just one league. It's like different countries have different leagues, have different regulations and rules. So, there's just so much more that goes into it whereas, the NBA, it's like one set league managed and run by one organization where they can make the rules and it's like level across. I mean, that's true for all major sports in the United States, but world soccer is just different.
Yep. I don't know. So, I mean, I guess we'll see what comes out of this, but apparently Pep was saying, like, back in May when they had their fucking UEFA shit, he was like, look, like, I asked the board if they did anything wrong. They said no, and I told them that if they lie to me, then I'm out of here the next day. So, we'll see. Because then Pep's going to leave, and, like, dude, nobody wants to play for a fucking team that is going to be banned from Premier League, and, like, then, they can't make Champions League, or, like...
Right.
If they get a 15-point deduction this year, the only way they're in the Champions League next year is if they win it this year. So, I mean,
not to pivot, but, like, doesn't that start up soon? Isn't that, like,
it
usually,
does.
like, beginning of February that starts back up?
Yeah, I think it does start up soon. I fucking lost my internet action over here, but let's see. Champions League schedule.
Oh, yeah,
Round
next week.
of
Oh, yeah,
16.
next week.
Oh, yeah. Valentine's Day. AC Milan and Tottenham and PSG and Bayern.
Damn, I forgot. Dude, it's so weird going from, like, how many games you have in group stage, and then it's, like, instantly to round
Now
of
it's
16,
two a
and it's
day.
only... Yeah.
And then Wednesday is Club Brugge and Benfica and Dortmund and Chelsea. You want to make picks since, they're starting up?
Yeah, I'm about it. PSG Bayern's going to be a great fucking matchup, dude.
I'm taking Bayern. I think one of the big boys at PSG isn't playing. It's either Neymar. No, it's Mbappe maybe.
No,
hurt?
Messi. Messi's hurt.
Messi's hurt.
Hurt his quad.
Maybe they're all hurt.
Or his hamstring.
I'm taking Bayern.
You take Bayern. All right, I was gonna take.
They
Bayern
also just
too,
lost to Marseille.
PSG.
Yeah, they lost to them in a domestic cup. It's the only title that Messi hasn't won that he's played in.
Dude,
and he's gonna leave this summer. That'll be the only one he's never won in his entire career.
Is that like confirmed? He's leaving the summer, or is it just like a rumor?
It's like speculation, but it's like pretty strong speculation, I'd say.
I wonder where he's gonna end up.
Probably in the MLS.
You think like a Saudi club just throws him stupid money like they did to Ronaldo?
I think he'd rather go to the MLS. Yo, so you want to hear something crazy I found out the other day?
Yeah.
When Beckham came to LA Galaxy, he got like a regular fucking MLS salary deal. So it looked like he was making a lot less money than he would have been. He was making, he took like a huge pay cut technically. But in his contract he got like 5% of team revenue while he was there. Yeah.
Like total team revenue?
That's what they said. It might have been profit, but I don't know. But it could have been revenue. But it said revenue. But either way, He gets 5% of whatever they make, even if it's revenue or profit. That's a good fucking chunk of change, right?
That's a fat chunk of change, dude, for
And
a
then
full organization.
Also written in there was like a deal with the MLS where he could buy an expansion team for $25K. So when he started Inter Miami, he paid $25K, and I think it was like Nashville was like multiple hundreds of thousands just to get into the MLS.
Wow.
So he got like a super bargain, and then now he fucking has Inter Miami is like one of the most valuable teams in the MLS now.
Dude, even like for Nashville, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, that still sounds pretty cheap. Is that just because the MLS isn't as big as like
the MLS
the
is
NBA?
so small? The average pay for an MLS player is like 65 grand. Oh no,
Damn,
that's
really?
the minimum. That's the league minimum is 65 grand. But the league minimum in like the NHL, which I think is like such a poverty league compared to the major ones, is like 700K.
Yeah. Damn, dude. That really puts it into perspective of like how small the MLS is.
They were talking about it on Preston and Steve the other day. They do like this it's like the morning talk show, like the rock station in Philly. They were talking about like the league minimums for all like the major sports, and they were like MLS, dude, 65,500.
Wow.
Yeah, and
not like
the NHL, the MLB, the NBA, they were all like between like 600, 700, or 800 around there. I think the NFL is around the same.
MLB actually just changed up because of the new CBA. I think it's up to like 800 mil. Jesus Christ. 800,000. Could you imagine? 800,000. I think it went from 750 or 725 to 800K. Which still, like, that's, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But that's also MLB. That's not like single A, double A, triple A, whatever. You know what I mean? You gotta make it big.
And that's the other thing, dude. People don't realize, like, I think Major League Baseball is the hardest sport to go pro in just because of how many fucking levels you have to go through to get there. Like it's not like the NFL. You get drafted on draft day and you're almost guaranteed a spot. Like first round or top 10 pick, you're like pretty much guaranteed a spot on the starting day roster. You know how long it takes a first overall pick in the MLB to get there on average? It's like almost 5 years.
Yeah, dude, that's true. It's just like a longer vetting process, I'll say. And, right, like at the end of the day, the field of players that make it to the MLB is it's bigger than some sports and smaller than others, right? Like I'm sure there are more MLB players than there are NBA players.
Well, yeah, that's only because the rosters are bigger, though.
Right. But like, and then it's like there are probably more NFL players than MLB players because they carry 53, and hockey and baseball are honestly probably similar.
Yeah, I mean, right, MLB is 40-man roster, so that makes sense.
When you think about it like that, it's like, okay, like at the top league, like, at the end of the day, there's still only X amount of spots on a professional roster. But the fact that there is such a longer vetting process, it's definitely harder, but I think it's almost like better. Like, you're going to get more guys are going to get a chance. And like, yeah, it's going to be harder for some guys to get there, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. You know what I mean? Like more guys, like it gives like somebody who like would be like an undrafted free agent. Now they're getting a shot at a fucking, a lower level NFL league, right? To prove themselves for a season or, and like if they do well, then they can keep moving on. And like, if you are drafted number 1 and you're really that dude, you should make it to the league in a few years.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, a lot of first overall picks in the MLB, like, I mean, you obviously got your guys like Bryce Harper and, like, those level of guys that, it's like they've been – dude, Bryce Harper had, like, LeBron James expectations coming out of high school. And he's, like – I'd say he's, like, lived up to his expectations so far. He's still young. But, like, a lot of, like, the guys that go in the first 10 picks of the MLB don't – just, like, a lot of them – I wouldn't say a lot, but like a good amount, a surprising amount of them don't even see the MLB, like ever.
I feel like you would say the same thing about other sports, though. No. Not that they don't see the MLB, but like that they were busts. Like you have busts in every sport. But they probably are. They're probably more common in the MLB, but I think, again,
that's
it's
what
just
I'm trying to say.
Because you give so many more dudes a chance to get there after college.
Yeah, and there's definitely more guys that are like, they come from smaller schools that kind of just like get drafted. Like, dude, look at like MLB. Like Russell Wilson was drafted by the Yankees. Jameis Winston was drafted.
Kyler Murray was drafted.
Kyler Murray, Tom Brady was drafted. Like all these guys that are just I feel like it's easy to get drafted in the MLB because of, I wouldn't say easy because obviously it's still
It's the
sport,
easiest.
it's the
It's
easiest,
the fucking deepest draft.
deepest draft, easiest to get drafted if you're an athlete. But like the whole process of like going through the minor leagues and dude, like look at the Yankees prospect system right now. Like some of those guys, our top prospects, haven't been called up because there's just no room for them on the roster. But like we're not going to let go of them because they're like awesome prospects and like not trying to trade them because we could use them, but they've literally just hit a roadblock of, the position you play is filled up. So like you just have to wait. Like there's nothing you can do. You're MLB ready, but you just have to wait.
Yeah.
It's just tough, but I forget what we were talking about before this.
We were talking about PSG and Bayern.
Yeah. I'll take you taking Bayern, I'll take PSG just for the hell of it.
All right, and then AC Milan and Tottenham. That one's tough. AC Milan's good, dude.
They are good.
Tottenham, and like Tottenham I hate, but they seem to get it done. They fucking beat City. City are fucking 5 losses in their last 5 trips to Tottenham Stadium, whatever it's called. And they have 0 goals for and 7 goals against.
That's a tough go.
Yeah. Cool. So whatever that stadium is.
I also despise Tottenham just because of like the way that they play the game, and Harry Kane obviously just annoys me. So I'm going to take Milan.
Yeah, I'm taking AC too. And then Dortmund, Chelsea. That's a good game.
Good game, and Chelsea's made a lot of additions to their team.
Classic Champions League.
That's
what I was
classic.
thinking about financial fair play. You think they didn't fucking just blow it? They just fucking spent over 600 milli in 1 month.
Yeah, dude, in one transfer window.
And it was a small one. It wasn't even the big guy.
It wasn't even the big summer transfer window. It was like the mid-season one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, that was a good point. Like this is like classic Champions League, like round of 16. Like not
this
necessarily something
like
you
when
see
we
in like
do fucking Champions League randoms in FIFA. This is a great matchup.
Yeah, yep, yeah, yes.
That being said, I'm taking Chelsea. I don't know if Dortmund's really there this year, and I think Chelsea are solid.
I think Dortmund's
even though
kind
they're bad in the Premier League, they're like 10th.
Ever since Dortmund got rid of Erling Haaland, I think they've kind of been not there.
Yeah,
and I think Chelsea, as like weird of a season that they've had, I think they come out with a win in this this matchup.
Dude, if City get a 15-point deduction, they'll be 8th in the league. Liverpool will be 9th, and Chelsea will be 10th.
That's bad. Like, they took 15 points from us, and we still beating you.
Yeah. And then the one everyone is fucking waiting to see this week, Club Brugge versus Benfica.
That's gonna, dude. Low key though, like I feel like you always have those times where you're watching a Champions League matchup. Like this happened to us in college all the time. We'd have a game on, and then like at like halftime they'd show you the highlights of like the other match that was happening, and you'd be like, "What the fuck,
Why aren't
dude?
we watching that
two,
game?"
Yeah, this is two no-name teams, but they're fucking balling out right now. It's like 3-3 at half. I could see that game being. It's either going to be like a crazy like 3-3, or it's just going to be 0-0 boring ass football.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be 3-2 Benfica.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a Benfica. Like I'll say 1-0 Benfica, so that we have both spectrums covered.
Gotta get them all. A little Pokemon action in here.
Gotta catch them all perspectives.
I wanted to look at the Premier League table because Chelsea, dude, they're in a good spot.
Chelsea?
Or Arsenal, I mean. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Arsenal's been every time I think that they're gonna like, take a step back and lose or like, hiccup a little bit, dude, they don't, which is like surprising for them because they're usually the team that does.
So Arsenal are 5 points ahead of City, but they've played 1 less game.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
That's
5
a great
games
spot
up with
to
a
be
game
in
hand.
They
haven't played each other this year.
They haven't yet?
No, so they still have 2 games against each other left. So like if City were to win both of those, that's a 6-point swing. I don't think they will. I think best case scenario for Man City, they win 1, draw 1.
Yeah. Worst case, obviously they lose. If Arsenal sweeps, then I think that's like almost.
Oh, dude! If Arsenal sweeps, the season's over.
Yeah. How many games are left?
City have played 21, so they have 18 left. No, 17 left.
Oh, I don't know, dude. That's still like if
Yeah, they're
Arsenal
like just
sweep,
over
like
halfway.
if Arsenal sweep, that's still like there's a lot of ball to be played. Like this could be like it's not like
Yeah,
they're
but then
like
you're down 11, and they have a game in hand.
that's true. That is yeah. When you think about it, like that is a lot of ground to cover in that amount of games.
Yeah.
But dude, we've seen crazier things happen with collapsing.
Yeah, we have. But what if Pep leaves? You know what I mean? When
You think he'll
morale's in the
leave?
fucking shitter.
You think he'll leave before the season ends if this shit comes out though?
I don't know.
I don't think he'd leave his team high and dry like that because the guys
I would
on the
hope
field.
that he wouldn't, right? Like
Yeah.
the dudes on the
I
field
think,
didn't do anything to him, and I think he owes it to the guys on the field to finish out the season. And then it's like, okay, now, and I think all the guys owe it to one another.
right.
Like now you're free to go, but like finish out the season.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, if they were to get if they get expelled from the Premier League, I guess it doesn't matter. But like if they were to get like a massive points deduction, or like then that like puts in jeopardy Champions League for the next year and stuff like, and like you're gonna leave at the same time, it's like, do you want to risk injury and risk your career for a club that did this and kind of fucked you, like put you in like a shitty spot, like, and then on top of that, what you're playing for doesn't matter, like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. You're just out there to like pretty much collect the club revenue at that point.
Yeah. So like depending on what the sanctions are, will determine whether or not I think players should play.
Yeah, I agree. I actually had this thought yesterday when I was watching the was it the Sixers played the Knicks last night, right? Or was that 2 nights ago?
Not sure. One of them.
Whenever it was, I was watching that game for a little bit, and I was like, dude, the Knicks and like Arsenal are like the same kind of like team. Like they have like history, but they've been ass for so long. But then like, I mean, more so Arsenal obviously than the Knicks this year because the Knicks aren't like in first place, but like they're just like out of nowhere. Like they're starting to like kind of find like themselves a little bit and put it together.
Honestly, they are very similar. I think Arsenal is just like a couple years ahead, right? Like they're both like. It's not like Arsenal came out of nowhere. Like I saw them putting the right pieces together. Like I thought Saka was a great signing. I love Saka. I think he's really good. I really liked Guendouzi and I really liked Bellerin. And like, I don't even know if those guys are still with the club, but like you could see them kind of heading in the right direction, right? And I feel the same way about the Knicks, right? Like I like the Knicks young core, and like I think that the only thing I don't like about the Knicks is Julius Randle's contract. Outside of that, I think everything that they've done has been great. I think they've built really well. Like they just, got Josh Hart, and I think that's
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that trade though. Like,
but what'd you give up?
I think it was like a third rounder, Cam Reddish, and something else for Josh Hart. And I don't know if we got a pick. Oh, we gave up we gave a unprotected first round pick, I think, in Cam Reddish for Josh Hart.
I think you're right.
I don't know how I feel about that trade, dude. Like Cam Reddish wasn't terrible. Like he's not obviously like the Cam Reddish we thought he would be out of college, but like Josh Hart really isn't like he doesn't sweep me off my feet either.
Well, he's not gonna. But I think that maybe you got to consider like hit rate on first round picks. You know what I mean? And like you get the thing is like a proven commodity, and like you kind of know what Cam Reddish is, right? Like wherever, I don't even know where. I think was Josh Hart at New Orleans. Is that what that trade was? That's where I remember Josh Hart being.
Or was he in New Orleans or Memphis? Let me see.
I thought it was New Orleans, but whatever. Whoever's getting him, right? Obviously, they like think that there's value there and potential, and obviously the Knicks just think that like you've kind of seen what you got in him, and we're gonna move on. He's not that guy. So now
he was in Portland.
Portland. Yeah, that's right. So now you're just giving up like somebody who you don't think is gonna develop into that guy, and a pick that you don't know what it's gonna turn into for somebody who is like a perennial all-star, like not an all-star, but kind of like on that bubble, like definitely like in the upper echelon in the league, but not like, he's no fucking KD.
Yeah, and who knows, dude? Like he could come over here and just start balling out if he meshes well with the team. Like obviously, like you don't know what's gonna happen. Nobody can tell the future. And also, like if we don't make the playoffs miraculously somehow, like we don't lose that first round pick, so it's not gonna kill us if we do like end up tanking this year, which for the Knicks is very much always in play.
Yeah.
So like it's not like when Kristaps got traded, I was like, one, that was my boy. Like I love Kristaps Porzingis. Like that was like when I first thought the Knicks would be like starting to turning things around and like playing well and just like building around him.
I
like
mean,
I thought
not
he
a
was
bad
our
trade
guy.
though.
Yeah. No. Like dude, no, in hindsight it was a great trade for us, but at the time I was like low key I was like, fuck, dude, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like but yeah, this is not one of those trades that's I feel like very significantly like, oh, I love it or ooh, I hate it. It's just kind of like, yeah, like we'll see what happens.
Well, since we're here, let's talk about some of the other trades. I was taking notes when I was at work today, and I didn't have my laptop with me, so I don't have my regular pod doc set up, but I put notes in my phone.
Dude, craziest NBA trade deadline
in a minute, bro.
Since I could remember
that I can ever remember. But I mean, my memory is not the greatest, so we're gonna take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
So, Kyrie goes to Dallas. Bizarre. He fucking requests a trade. Can
we talk about Kyrie Irving?
That's the whole point of this part of the show.
I know, but like I don't want to just skim over. Like I want to have a conversation about this man. Like, what are your initial what are your like thoughts on how he like carries himself and like as like an NBA player? Like whatever he does like off the court, I don't really care about. But like, I think the way he like just kind of like says he's gonna commit to teams and like be like their guy.
That.
Can't stand it, dude.
He's done that multiple times, right? He did that in Cleveland. He was at like a fucking school, like an elementary school, and some kid was like, "Are you gonna leave us like LeBron did?" And he was like, "Nah, dude, I'll be here, not here." Then he goes to Boston and he says like into the microphone in fucking mid court, he's like, "I'll stay here as long as you guys will have me." Not here. Goes to Brooklyn, says he's going to re-sign with KD if KD re-signs and they'll fucking stick it out. Not there. He didn't resign either. So his contract ends at the end of the summer. So Dallas is taking a huge fucking gamble trying to get him. And maybe they're just like, hey, man, let's make a push for the fucking this year. But it's like, at this point, they're fucked because, I mean, they don't even know how to play defense. They're going to have to score 150 points a night.
I wouldn't feel comfortable taking a gamble on Kyrie Irving as like an owner or a GM at this point, dude.
I think it's a bad trade for Dallas, dude. I think the Nets made out well. I think the Nets are fucked overall, but I mean, I think that's a good trade for their part. Kyrie's just fucking toxic in a locker room, bro.
He is, dude. And it's like if I'm the Mavs like GM or owner, if I'm Mark Cuban, right? I know that Luka's our guy. Like he might be the face of the NBA if he's not.
But he
already.
Might be pissed. He might be like, dog. Are you kidding me? I've been out here balling and fucking working my dick off, and I got no help, nothing. You brought me Kyrie Irving, who's basically me, but not as or just as good, right? Like they're the same player. They're both really nice on offense. They're both like guys that like need to have the ball, and they both don't play defense. So they're just getting two of the same player. I saw something on ESPN the other day that I thought was interesting. Luka has the most points in the NBA in the first quarter. Like per game, he scores like 11 point something per first quarter, and that's the most in the league. His highest two quarters are the first and the third, his highest scoring quarters. Kyrie scores the most in the league in the fourth quarter. It's like 9 point something, and his two highest are the second and the fourth. It's like you just fucking swap these guys out and run fucking four defenders out there with them.
Yeah, for real though, dude. That is great, dude. Kyrie's a point guard, right?
I believe so.
And so is Luka.
I thought Luka was a shooting guard.
Oh, you might be right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But like either way, dude, when they're on the court together, it's gonna be tough because they both like to have the ball, and I don't know how they're gonna work together, and they're not gonna play defense, dude. And like,
dude, I just don't see. Obviously, like, who knows? Like I said, they're two great, fantastic basketball players, but like. They're like you said, they're the same player. I don't understand how that's gonna mesh well, like on the court. Like KD and Kyrie obviously is different because, I feel like Kyrie kind of understands that KD's gonna be the guy like running the court on offense, and Kyrie's gonna be. It's like when
but
LeBron
KD
and
also
Kyrie
play off
together.
The ball,
right? KD
it's
plays
different.
off the ball.
LeBron's a passer. It's I wanted to talk about this because, LeBron just broke the fucking all-time scoring record, and I saw a quote from him saying about, like, oh, like, now you have to mention me, like, feeling like disrespect about not being mentioned as, like, one of the greatest shooters of all time. And I'm like, well, so I watch PTI pretty much every day, and Michael Wilbon was like saying he was talking to LeBron on the phone, and he was like, it's funny because like I came into the like I've always been a passer first, right? Like that's always been my thing. I've never really been a scorer, but now you're like feeling shade that you're not spoken with in like the category of the best shooters ever, but like he's not. He's only got
One of the
one
best
scoring title in his life, right? In his career. And it's like he's not one of the best shooters ever. He's not. That's not disrespectful. He's one of the best basketball players of all time, and he's by far the most consistent and the most steady basketball player of all time.
Yeah, he's like a 5-tool player in baseball, dude. He has like a little bit of everything, but he's not like Steph Curry type of shooter.
Dude, he leads. He has the most all-time assists and the most all-time points. Like he's amazing. He's so good at everything. So like to a certain extent, him being a great rebounder and great at like a great passer and like distributor, and getting all the assists,
plays great defense,
great defender,
too.
Right? And they just being a great all-around like team player and like such a good leader. That's gonna take away from. It's not gonna take away, but it's not gonna make your shooting stand out as much.
Right.
Meanwhile,
because
if you're Ray Allen, so well. Or if you're JJ Redick, or if you're KD even. Those are just like Ray Allen and JJ Redick. They're shooters. They're fucking 3-point shooters. Steph's like a 3-point shooter, right? Mm-hmm. That's like what they do is shoot the fucking ball and they make it. KD is like a pure scorer. Like when you talk about just like one of the best pure scorers of a basketball, it's KD.
Right.
Like LeBron is like you're like, oh, he does everything, and like maybe it hinders his like rankings as a shooter or like a scorer, but like that's never really been his thing. Like he can be that if that's what his team needs. But he's, he's just the ultimate 5-tool player.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, I don't understand why, like, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for the guy, obviously, but like, why would you want to be known more of as like the best shooter of all time rather than like the best overall basketball player of all time?
He did say that too recently. He's like, I think honestly that I'm like, the best basketball player that there's ever been. Like, I don't think there's anybody that's ever played basketball all around better than me.
Yeah, I would agree with that, dude. I think
at this point I would, dude. Like,
I mean,
it's interesting. So it reminds me a lot of the Peyton Manning Tom Brady debate. There's been a lot of talk about that with Brady retiring, right? And it's like I've heard a lot of Tom Brady is like the best winner, but he's also been surrounded by a lot of great talent, great defenses, great coaches, right? And then it was this old head, I don't even know his name, and he was like, dude, but like Peyton Manning is the best regular season quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Like there's nobody that's just like a better like passer, blah blah blah. He was like, and Dan Marino is the best postseason quarterback I've ever seen like in my life. Like there's nobody better in the postseason who I'd rather have like in those big games. He's like, Tom Brady has won everything and he has all the records, but he's not the best like player at that position. He just was in the best circumstance. And Stephen A. Smith was like, I was about to go off on you, but like the more you talk, the more like I agree with you. And I was like, this brother's really saying something.
I mean, yes.
And I was like, but it's similar, right? Like Peyton Manning might be a better quarterback than Tom Brady was a quarterback, and he might have been like just like obviously better like in the regular season, but A, didn't have the longevity, and B, didn't win the titles. And Jordan, it's like kind of same deal. Jordan's like Brady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a winner, like a guy has like the All Pros, has like the fucking Super Bowl, the NBA Finals MVPs, like has all the titles. Jordan was amazing, not taking anything away from him, but he doesn't do everything as well as LeBron does, except win.
I mean, also, you could say this for both guys too, because I know LeBron's been on a bunch of super teams before, but like, dude, the Bulls team, the '96 Bulls, arguably the greatest basketball team of all time.
Yeah, the teams that Jordan won with were really good. Like you watch The Last Dance, you're like, oh, this team was stacked. Like, they had Scottie Pippen, who was like a top 5 player in the league, at the worst top 10. Like you can't even argue me on that one. Yeah. And then like you have like Dennis Rodman and like the rest of their team. They had like the players, the role players around him that made them great as a squad.
Yeah, and like I said, LeBron's had his fair share of super teams, but he's got the overall, like, just all around, like, physicality and greatest basketball, like IQ, I would say, and just like the longevity, dude. Like he's been in the game for so fucking long,
dude. So LeBron at 38 right now just broke the scoring record and is fucking still balling and is still probably a top 10 player in the league. Michael Jordan at 38 was fucking retired and coming back from fucking baseball, playing for the Washington Wizards.
Yeah. Do you remember when, like, whenever Vince Young retired and he's like, he's kind of getting up to this age. I think he retired when he was 38 or 39. And he was like, I got one more in me. And it's like, LeBron's out there, like, he's still like a top 10 player in the NBA, and he's balling, and he's not like, he just doesn't look like he's slowing down, dude. Like, he's obviously not the same, like, the
Vince
prime
Young,
LeBron
the quarterback?
was. Not Vince Young, Vince Carter.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Young.
Different.
That hit my mind because I watched a video on Vince Young on YouTube at like 2 a.m. the other day.
I was like, I thought that dude, like, I don't think he lasted until 38, 39 in the
Vince
league,
Young,
bro.
I got one more in me. No, his whole shebang was like not lasting after his one good year.
I liked Vince Young. He's a Texas boy. I was a Texas fan in high school.
He hit the cover of Madden like 08, I think it was, and then just downhill ever since.
Who do you play for? Tennessee?
Tennessee. He played for the Eagles too. Did you know that?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember watching Vince Young playing for Tennessee at my neighboring town's firehouse because like my aunt and uncle were like high up in the firehouse. They were like chiefs after then, but they were always like a part of it. So we go do shit there. I feel like I remember watching them there playing pool.
Yeah, he played for the Tennessee Titans, got hurt after he was on the Madden cover, and then like pretty much ever since then he was either just like bad or just always hurt. That's what the video was on. It was like, how true is the Madden curse? And it was like a 20-minute breakdown of every athlete that's been on the cover of Madden. And like, I think it was like 23 out of the 26 or 27 Madden covers have like either been fucked, like AB when he was on the cover, like his whole shit went down and his career pretty much was like over after that. And there's just been a bunch of players that got hurt or like have just like retired or just like gone off the fucking deep end. Like it's actually kind of crazy, dude.
Interesting. Aaron Hernandez, was he ever on the cover?
No.
His career went down.
His life went down.
Well, I'm sure he did too.
Yeah. Oh man. Have you been seeing Have you been seeing those oh you have, because we talked about this last week, but those like NFL script memes?
Yeah. Dude, it's funny. Did you see what I sent you on Instagram the next day?
Yeah.
We were talking on here.
Called it, dude.
Yeah.
You called it, and it was like the next day, and it was just like the scroll through of like all the best
Scroll
ones.
through of all the responses. Yep.
I saw this one on TikTok, and it was like, you know that video of Elmo where he's just like his eyes are wide open, and it's like the creepy music is playing, it's just like zooming in on him.
Yeah.
And it was Aaron Hernandez when he reads the 2016-2017 NFL script. I was like, bro.
Is that the year that he killed himself, or is that the year that he went to jail?
I don't
because
even know
which would be worse?
Right.
Which year would be worse?
I think it was the same year.
Ooh, tough scenes.
I don't even know if that was the right year. I was around that time, but
yeah. Did you watch his documentary?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was good too.
Interesting for sure, dude.
To say the least,
you got to be an asshole to do what he did, dude. I mean, obviously, like killed somebody, like you're an asshole, but like, dude, you're in such a good position. Like, it's the same thing. Did you see the whole thing with John Morant about how Shannon Sharp like kind of went off on him? He's like, bro, you're not thug, like you're not hard. Why you like you're a superstar in the NBA? Why are you acting like this? Like you got away from like that life, and like people in that life would want to have the life you have now. So like stop acting hard and stop acting thug. And it's like, dude, that like I see that shit. Like John Morant like acts so thug and like so hard on Twitter. And
did you see the thing about apparently like his people got into a scuffle with Jazz players, and then they fucking followed him in an SUV, and there was like a laser pointed in the Jazz player's car, and they thought it was like attached to a gun or something.
Oh fuck! I didn't know it was all that. I just saw that they got
and Ja was
like,
nah, like I wasn't in that car, like I'm not responsible for them. And it's like, well, yeah, but they're still your people, so you kind of got to reel those boys in.
Reel those boys in,
dude. Those Memphis boys basketball. Different.
Yeah, I guess
fucking
so.
Young Dolph out here. R.I.P.
R.I.P. My man's.
Just but like he was wilding, bro. He was wilding.
Young Dolph?
Nah, that wasn't fucking Young Dolph that was getting chicken and waffles. That was PNB Rock.
Oh, you're right. Damn, I forgot about PNB Rock, dude. We lost so many fucking rappers this year, like this past year. Jeez.
Yeah, Young Dolph died like less than a year after I heard him at Rolling Loud, and I was like, this dude's nice. I'm gonna start listening to him.
Psych.
Mac Miller, he's gone too. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Oh man, I wasn't thinking about him and his death at all once today. You just had to say it.
There you go. Yo, I saw a video the other day, and it was Mac Miller playing "Once a Day" on piano, and like I love that song. I don't even know which album that's off of. It's either Swimming or Circles. It's one of them, but that's like one of my favorite Mac Miller songs.
Dude, yeah, I remember.
And I saw
distinctly.
it was him playing piano, and I was like, I've never seen this before. I was like, honestly, I think I've only seen videos of Mac Miller doing covers. Like when he plays piano, it's always him covering another song. And I'm like, I love that shit. Like it's nice. He's just like playing, having fun. But it was him doing his own song, and I really hadn't seen that before.
Dude,
and
I
like
distinctly
maybe
remember
like a video of a concert, but like not like it was just like him in his house playing. And I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, I know that exact video. I distinctly remember Nick Forlenza like watching that with me when that video like first came out, and I think it was like right before Swimming came out. It was like around that time.
Could have been. It might have been on Swimming. I don't even remember which album it was on.
And he was like, he kind of like changes the lyrics. It was like right when him and Ariana Grande broke up, and he kind of like changes that one bar to like cut out like or like add her name in or something like that.
I didn't know that.
I don't know. I remember. I forget what exactly he said, but like.
I think it might be on Circles.
Let's see.
No, I might have just made that up.
Mac Miller Once a Day. No, I think it is on Circles.
Yeah, I remember first, like when I first listened to that album and it was first coming out, like that was probably my favorite.
Yeah, dude. So the night that Circles came out was the same exact night that Eminem dropped Music to Be Murdered By, and I was living in fucking what's Monarch with Doobie, and it was midnight. I was laying in bed. I had my headphones on because I knew that we were getting all this music, and I started listening. I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to M first because I feel like I'm gonna like actually like Mac's music. I knew it was gonna be sort of like Swimming, where I could just like vibe to it, and I wouldn't have to like listen to decipher bars.
So it's like, easier to listen to when you're tired.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw on M first, and I'll like do as much as that as I can do, and maybe like see how much I get through it, and then like maybe save Mac for tomorrow when I'm like vibing or like in the car or something. So I got like, I think I got like 6 or 7 songs deep into the Eminem album, and I was like, I was loving it. Like I remember when that album came out, I was like, this might be my favorite Eminem album. Like this shit is awesome.
Good, dude.
It's
M
so
hasn't
good,
fucking
dude.
lost a step.
He really hasn't. But then I threw on Circles, dude, and I remember like I was vibing, and then that song Blue World came on, where it's like, it's a blue, and then like it dropped, it was like, and it has like that like electro kind of like feel, and I was like, dude, the hair on my arms like stood up, and I was like, oh, this is fucking sick. I felt like I was on a roller coaster, dude.
Yeah,
that was like the most
awesome.
distinct memory of that album, like the first time listening to that album I have.
Yeah,
I ripped a few Jeeps or hit some dabs before it too, which was
as you should.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the rest of the NBA trades that I got here written down?
Yeah, what else we got?
Oh, KD got traded to the Suns.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
For fucking a bunch of players plus a bunch of picks.
4 first rounds, right?
4 first rounders. I think Mikal Bridges went, and Jay Crowder went, and I think somebody else. But they already traded Jay Crowder back across the country, somebody else, for some picks. Like 5 second rounders, I think they got back.
So Jay Crowder got traded in the KD trade and then got traded back?
No, got traded somewhere else.
Oh.
Not to
really?
Phoenix, to somebody else. Yeah, for 5 second rounders, I think.
Huh.
So they got 4 first rounders in the KD trade and 5 second rounders for Jay Crowder. So they basically got fucking Mikal Bridges, somebody else, 5 second rounders, and 4 first rounders for KD.
Dude, the Nets are going to be loaded when it comes draft time.
Hey, fine with me because the fucking Sixers are good now, so less competition in the East right now.
Better. Also, as a Knicks fan, like you gotta just love seeing like your crosstown rival kind of just like being like, dude, they were talking
the Sixers
about all their
fans. So they're not winning shit.
The Sixers?
Yeah.
I know
they blew a 21 lead to the Knicks. Like 2 weeks earlier, they blew a 21 point lead to the Magic. Booty fucking cheeks, and they just lost to the Celtics. So I'm out on the Sixers. They're fucking fine.
To be fair, the Celtics are good.
Yeah, they're the
good
top team in the East, but that's who you got to beat to get to the finals.
That's fair.
And then, you get to play fucking Chris Paul, Devin Booker, KD, somebody else, and DeAndre Ayton. So,
yeah,
enjoy.
Dude, the Suns are, you know what I mean?
If the Suns don't win the title, it's kind of a bust.
Yeah, for sure.
They can chill for a little bit. Right, like it's not like Kyrie and Dallas where like you're probably not going to have them together next year because Kyrie's going to leave for a bigger contract, and then Luka's going to be like, "Fuck this organization for not surrounding me with shit and fucking my career. I'm leaving too." And Jason Kidd is like, "Fuck you guys.
Oh
Put me in
my
this
god!
predicament. I'm leaving too."
If Luka somehow ends up in a Knicks uniform, dude, that would make me the happiest I think I will ever be as a Knicks fan. Like I love Luka Doncic, dude.
Luka would be good as a Knick because the Knicks are good defensively.
Yeah, and if we bring him in, dude, he just starts being a scoring machine. That's like a perfect fucking formula for a good winning team, dude.
You're not wrong.
Is Luka's contract is up this year? After this year?
It's this year or next.
Let's bring him in, dude. He's got to be. I'm gonna look that up actually.
So then we got Russell Westbrook goes to
the Jazz, right? Utah?
Yeah. Russ goes to Utah. Mike Conley goes from Utah to Minnesota. And D'Angelo Russell goes from Minnesota to LA. So, I mean, that should help LA. Like, I feel like D'Angelo Russell's better than Russell Westbrook. I feel like that dude's ass right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that should help. Hopefully, like, provide some shooting to that team. But, I don't know. Lakers are still, it's not got a long ways to go. They're fucking 5 games behind 5 or below 500. They got a long ways to go to even make the playoffs.
Luka's contract isn't up until the 26-27 season. Summer of 2021, he agreed to the full 30% rookie max extension, 5 years, $215 million.
Tough scenes.
Yeah, guess he's not going to be a Knick anytime soon.
Nah, Josh Hart to the Knicks. We talked about. Thibault gets traded. He's going to Portland. And the Sixers are getting some bull from fucking Charlotte. He averaged 10 points for Charlotte.
Don't care.
Not excited about that, honestly. You averaged 10 points for one of the worst teams in the league. Okay. You weren't even their best, and you play for the worst team in the league. I'm not excited. And the last thing I got on here, Bo Mamba, or maybe, better referred to as Mo Bamba. He's going to the Lakers. I didn't see all the trade details.
Mo Bamba to the Lakers? Really?
Yeah, he's replacing AD because AD didn't even fucking get excited when LeBron broke the record. He sat his ass on the bench. He couldn't care less.
AD?
Yeah.
What's he salty about?
I don't know, dude, but I guess you didn't see the video. He was like right on that possession when Bron was bringing the ball up. He was like walking to the bench, like just walking in front of people, sits down on the bench, and then Bron hits a shot. Everybody starts going crazy, and he's just sitting there.
Do you think it's because of like, oh, this has turned into like the Bron show and not about like winning championships?
I think that's why. That's why it would be for me. If I was upset, it would be because like we got a game to win, and like we are, 5 games below 500, and we got a fucking game to win here. And now we're gonna have a fucking stop and have a fucking 30-minute TV episode with 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Upset about it. Maybe we can win this game.
Yeah, I'm sure if the Lakers were like the 3 or 4 seed and like they had a winning record, I'm sure AD would have been like lit about different. It. You know what I mean? Yeah.
They got to make the playoffs, though. But,
they got to, dude.
They got to, and then at that point you're like, all right, win and you're in. And if you have LeBron and AD, and if you're healthy, you got a shot.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's like that's the Lakers formula at this point, dude. Like, winning, you're in. You got LeBron and AD. You have a shot.
Yep.
That's all you can really ask for at this point.
But at the same time, it's like this is what I was gonna say. I don't know why I said at the same time. It doesn't make any sense right here. But LeBron was saying, he was like, I think I could help any team win a championship. So I don't think he's like set on staying at LA. You know what I mean? Like, I think he'd be kind of cool with leaving and going somewhere where he could actually win a championship. But then on the other hand, it's like he's done the fucking. He's been in Hollywood. He's produced a couple movies. He's got fucking.
Come to New York.
But he wants to make movies.
Yeah, I mean, hey, his
and
fucking
he's
movie
also
that he just made was great.
He's also fucking taken a lot of responsibility and bringing players into that franchise, and it hasn't worked. So I feel like he's a little bit indebted to the Lakers, because of like how much of like a front office role he's taken. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might have said that just because I think he wants to play with his son at some point when Bronny gets drafted.
I think he does too.
I think that's really like his last thing on his bucket list of like NBA bucket list. Like I want to play with my boy.
Play a season with my son.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, if he does that, they're gonna be so good.
Dude, yeah.
Because
that's
going to
be fun to watch, dude.
Like, if you're a dad, you want your child to be the best at whatever they do. At least that's kind of how I'm approaching fatherhood, right? I want my kid, whatever they like, I want you to be the best at it. I want you to be the fucking Kobe Bryant at it, right? Like, grind at that motherfucker and just be amazing. Make it so that, like, nobody can deny how good you are, and you can do the thing that you love and that you're good at for the rest of your life and get paid to do it, right? No matter what it is, right? If you're a fucking tattoo artist, if you make whatever, if you make something, if you fucking make music, whatever you do, just be amazing at it so that nobody can say that you're not, at least somewhere near the top. And if you give it that kind of effort, you're going to get something.
You'll get there. Right.
So like, that's what Bron's going to do for Bronny, right? It's like, if LeBron's fucking 40, 41 and Bronny is 20 coming into the league and they're on the same team, he's going to be like, all right, like, let me give you that kind of mentality your first year in the league. Let's grind like crazy. And that's going to turn into Bron grinding like crazy at 40, 41 years old. Right, dude?
Yeah. That would be fun to watch, dude. That would be so fun to watch. He would be so
good. He would be so much more dedicated to the sport. And he wouldn't even be dedicated to basketball. He would be dedicated to his son being dedicated about basketball or to basketball, right? So it's like he's doing it like for his son, but as a byproduct, he's going to be one of the best fucking players in the league at 41 or 42 years old, whatever it is.
And dude, that almost makes that's almost like a passing of the torch. Like, what if that motivates Bronny to be like, oh shit, like,
if this is what it takes, I got to put that in every summer so I could like live up to my dad's expectations.
I'm sure he's already got like that mentality. Like, LeBron is your father.
Apparently,
you know what I mean?
His little brother is fucking better than him.
Bryson?
Yeah, apparently the kid's got fucking stupid hops. He's really good. Apparently, I haven't seen as much like highlight tapes about him. He's way more under the radar. But I just saw like, dude, you think Bronny's good? This kid's gonna be even
But dude,
better.
That's the thing. Like, so when like LaMelo, when the Ball brothers were coming up through high school and stuff, I feel like there was so much hype because of like all of like the mixtapes that you saw on Twitter and like YouTube and all that stuff. Like, it was like built hype. Like, they went out of their way to hype themselves up, and not even themselves, but like just everyone was hyping them up. These LeBron kids, like, they don't really need that because they're already LeBron's kids. So it's like they're just gonna
Zaire Wade.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're just gonna fucking be themselves and like let their game speak for who they are, and that's like, they have the best fucking coach and like what they need. It's not like they need to like outsource to. Oh, we need to go to this school to get here, and like, what was that LiAngelo? I remember he went like across over to like Asia to play in like the Asian League or whatever. Like, they're not gonna need to do that, dude. They got fucking LeBron James coaching them not only in basketball but in life.
Yeah. It's interesting because you think about like what LeBron came from. You know what I mean? And then you think about what his kids are coming from. Dude, so polar opposites, but still gonna be like the best in their classes.
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah, like different mentalities
draft
growing
picks,
up.
probably
I feel
at the worst.
Yeah,
just like way different circumstances.
Did you see? Did you see the tweet I sent and fucked the other night?
Where I don't know what was it.
Hold on, let me try and find it.
I'm sure I did.
It says LeBron's dad drunk in a bar right now, telling people that's my boy. No one believes him.
Yeah, I actually saw that on the timeline before you sent it in. I was like, that's funny as shit, dude.
It's so true.
I saw somebody in the bar one night in Philly. There's two bars in Philly called Irish Pub, and they're on the same street. One's like, the 1400 block, and one's like the 2500 block, and that's the only difference. I mean, they're different on the inside too, but they're just Irish Pub. That's it, and they're on the same fucking east to west street.
Yeah.
And so I'm at one of those, and this fucking dude is telling me about how like TJ McConnell was like his cousin or something. I was like, dude, I fucking love TJ. Blah, blah, blah. I did love TJ, dude. He was a scrappy motherfucker. But, like, that wasn't your fucking cousin, or he said it was like his brother-in-law or something. He was related to him somehow, and I was like, oh, that's dope. I was like, I fuck with DJ, but like I legitimately did, but I was like, I mean, I was just drunk, but now like looking back, I'm like, that wasn't his fucking cousin, dude.
Dude, I feel like
you just saw me get hyped for this fucking white boy hustling, and you were like, I'm gonna tell him I'm related.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny as fuck. Is that it? Is that it for the NBA though?
That's all I got for the NBA.
All the major ones? All right, hop into the next bit. I'm gonna rock a piss real quick because I haven't pissed in like 3 hours.
All right, what do you want to talk about next?
What do we got? What's next on our list?
We got some NFL stuff, and we got some random shit, and we got some MLB things.
Let's get into our Super Bowl talk before it gets to like the end of the episode. You know what I mean? So it's not like the last thing we talk about. So like people are still listening. They don't have to listen to the last get to the last part of it to hear us talk about the birds.
Well, why not? Maybe they want to stay forever. Maybe that's how we get them to stay forever.
Well, they better. I know Mayo does. Mayo, I know you'd be listening to our shit, dude. And fucking shout out to you because
shout out Mayo. Because we were like tops fan, on bro. His fucking. We were like one of the top podcasts on his Spotify Rap.
We were on Mayo's Spotify Rap. That's how you know it's real.
That's love, brother.
That is love.
Fine. I'll talk about the Eagles then. And go enjoy your piss.
All right.
Push really hard. Make it fast.
All right. Maybe you'll hear it.
I hope so. So all right, we got the birds game coming up. I'm gonna see if I can mute Johnny. I can like hear myself coming through his fucking guys. So we got the birds game coming up. Obviously, we got Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs. This one's gonna be nice, and like I don't know how it's gonna play out. Right, like there are a couple different ways this game could go, and I want Johnny to hear about it. So it's tough he's not here, but I mean, I did throw a bet in Travis Kelce to win MVP. We'll see how that goes.
Was that a record-breaking piss or what?
That was quick, bro. For someone that really had to fucking let it go, that was quick.
Dude,
I forgot.
You said push really hard, so I actually tried to push really hard.
And you
I was
shit
like,
yourself.
This Loki kind of feels weird. I almost farted.
Yeah, I forgot that. Also, you had a bathroom like in your thing.
I can see. I'm like, literally looking at my toilet right now.
Yeah. It's like less than 5 feet away.
Yeah.
It's probably about 5 feet.
Honestly, dude, you might be right on the fucking head with that 5 foot.
I think it's like 6.5.
You think? All right, I'll measure it and let you know.
Okay. But so there's like a lot of different ways that this game could go. I was talking to AJ about it. And like it's possible that our defense shows out, right? Bird's defense goes crazy and we can just run the ball on offense because we were talking about like who was going to win MVP and stuff. And he was saying like Jalen Hurts would probably like, have like 3 or 4 total touchdowns between running and passing. And I'm like, I don't know though, because like I can see a world where like the Eagles as a team run for 3 or 4 and Jalen Hurts only runs for 1 of them. And like, that's all we need to do because we're good enough on defense. But it's fucking Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, and that Chiefs offense. So they could also put up 30 plus points and then we have to fucking air it out to even have a chance to win.
Yeah, I know there's only one certain about this game, and it's the over on the Jalen Hurts 0.5 rushing TDs, and it's only because it's going to be a fucking QB sneak on the goal line. Like, yeah. The Eagles, I feel like the Eagles at least once a game get that fucking goal line opportunity where it's like everyone in the world knows the QB sneak is coming.
Apparently, the Eagles are going to win 37-34, and it's going to be a fucking thriller.
According to the script?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
Yeah. We'll see.
Something got leaked that said it was 37-34, and the odds for that exact score went to plus 25,000 to plus 8,000.
What the fuck?
I'm still gonna bet it.
Yeah, I mean, plus 8,000 is still great. You know what I mean? But now I feel like now that it's leaked, they're probably like, all right, now we gotta switch it up.
Yeah, we can't be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Waldo sent me something that predicted every Super Bowl winner for the next however many years.
I saw that, and they predicted Eagles for this year.
The Eagles this year, and then it was the Bills, and then the Jags, and then the Bengals.
And then the Bengals, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, it was like, this is going to be our Super Bowl. This is who's going to win the Super Bowl for the next 10 years. And it had everyone right so far with Eagles, Bills, Jags, Bengals.
I see, the only thing I don't like about the list is it's not Eagles twice. Not back to back, but like it's not. Eagles, Bills, Eagles, Bengals. That's what I want out of this team. I want us to win this year. Maybe we have some hangover stuff, some injuries next year.
Here's the thing:
I want this team to prove that they're like a legit dynasty, dude. That's what I want.
If we win, I'd be okay with Jason Kelce retiring.
Yeah, but also
and
that's
Lane
gonna
Johnson.
hurt. That's gonna hurt us bad, though.
I think that Jason Kelce has 2 to 3 more good years in him, if he wants to. Maybe he's done with football, right? I don't think he is.
I think if he wins, he might be, though.
That's the thing. If
but
you
also
win, you end on top. Go out on top.
The other thing is, though, like, if he wins, they have this podcast right now that's like the top sports podcast, like, out of all of sports podcasts right now. If they win and he retires, that might take a little bit of steam off of their podcast, because it's like most of their content is them talking about their weekly games, and like that's what's like interesting to everybody. You know what I mean?
Or he retires and he has more time to put into the podcast. He can spend more time creating, content, getting into the fucking weeds, like getting players. He still can talk about the sport, and he's still going to obviously watch it and can like break down stuff with Travis. You know what I mean? So I think that, like, I don't think the podcast necessarily will be hindered, but I think it is possible that it might lose a little luster if he's not on the field every week.
Yeah, because a lot of like the fun like bits or like stories that he does is like stories from like the game. Like he'd be like, "Oh yeah, like this is the touchdown celebration that stories. I hit." Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
the
fucking the Rock, John.
That fucking yeah.
I just want to block. I just want to block.
Yeah,
dude. It's funny, dude. The first time I saw that dance was like 2 weeks earlier, and it was Lex's sister doing it when we were fucking going out to eat. And I'm like, bro, you're whack, first of all. And then I saw and then I started seeing it a lot. And then I saw Jason Kelce do it, and they got Barstool Philly has a T-shirt, and it's fucking Jason Kelce doing the dance, and it's I just want to block. I'm like, bro, that's money.
That is money, dude. I didn't even think like I just want to block. That's the perfect fucking T-shirt line,
right?
I just want to black.
And then I saw somebody said that song is the new Philadelphia anthem, not Dreams and Nightmares.
I don't know, dude.
Bold, brother.
That is bold,
dude. This song is like very immature in its growth.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe it could get there, but it's never going to be there for me.
It's been out for a while, but like it's not Dreams and Nightmares. Like when I think of Meek Mill, I think of Dreams and Nightmares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you think of fucking literally the Philadelphia Eagles balling the fuck out in the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, facts, dude. That's bold take. But like, hey, I'm not shutting the door on it possibly being the next Dreams.
You're
and
at Xfinity Live and they fucking start blasting Dreams and Nightmares through the speakers, bro. Like, you're going to wall out. They start blasting I Wanna Rock. It's different, bro, because, like, I Wanna Rock is, like, TikTok-y. You know what I mean? Like, it's trendy and it's catchy, and, like, that's kind of where it's going to sit for me. Where Dreams and Nightmares was never like that.
No.
And then but it's always been, like, the Philly anthem.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
I agree.
Maybe I'm just an old curmudgeon.
That's like the fucking Yankees fans like would start spreading the news, and then like some fucking Lil Uzi Vert song comes out like, is this the new Yankees anthem? Like, no shot, dude.
We're spreading the news, dude. What do you think?
Start spreading the nudes.
Oh. But I think Birds this weekend, if they want to win, they need to get off the field on third down.
Yes. That is going to be like the focal point of our defensive like strategy, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like we're not good on third down, right? We're good. Sometimes our series are interesting. Sometimes we're good on first and second, and then we'll have him in like a 3rd and 8, and they still get it. Or we'll be like,
3rd and 30, Darius Slay.
Or it'll be fucking first, or it'll be 3rd and 3, and they'll get that. Or it'll be 3rd and 1, and they'll get that. Or it'll be 3rd and 1, they won't get it, and they'll go for it again on 4th and inches, and they'll get that. That's like
inconsistent on third down.
But like, dude, if you could just get off the field on third down, that's what I need from you. And it's all going to come down to how do you match up with Travis Kelce.
Yeah, dude, because he's going to be Mahomes' like go-to target on those short like slants and like stop routes,
especially on third down, like where you need to fucking extend the drive. That's where it's going to be. I don't know. I like C.J. Gardner-Johnson on him. AJ said he wants to see James Bradberry on him. I just think that maybe like look at our top fucking defensive backs, right? And I'm thinking Slay, who's probably going to be on their best wide receiver, is probably not going to be on Kelsey. Maybe James Bradberry, maybe CJ. And then it's like after that, I'm not too confident, right? Like then you have Avonte Maddox, who I think has been great, but I'm not really super confident is going to be able to stop Travis Kelsey.
I mean, I'm gonna say like I'm 100% way more faithful in CJ than Avonte Maddox on Kelsey.
Right. I think Avonte Maddox was bad, and I think that I try not to use prior years bias against him right now because I think he's improved a lot. It is hard not to, but he's improved a lot. But I still don't think he's there yet, where I can be like, okay, I gotta trust him in man-to-man with Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, no, he's probably the last guy in our secondary that I want man coverage.
Well, I'd rather have him than
Kelsey.
any of the fucking subs.
Oh
honestly.
yeah, no, yeah, obviously, but like, you know, if fucking we got fucking CJ on like Mecole Hardman or Juju and fucking Avonte Maddox on Travis Kelsey, that's a concerning issue.
Juju was trying to get Philadelphians riled up. He said the best Philly cheesesteak is not even in Philly. First of all, AJ was like, "This dude sounds like he talks like he's in kindergarten." So I'm like, "Facts." He sounds like a kindergartner when he talks.
Did you see the video of Pat Mahomes like answering questions from the media, and the question was like, "What's your favorite song of all time?" And he was like, "My favorite song of all time, probably Umbrella by Rihanna." And then it goes, and then it just cuts to like that Justin Bieber like 10 years ago interview. Was like, "I like that laugh."
I didn't see that. Money.
So good, dude. I love the memes that come out of Super Bowl week every year. It's so good.
Listen, first of all, Juju, it's just a cheesesteak. You don't have to call it a Philly cheesesteak. It's just a regular.
You're in Philly already, yeah, asshole.
And second of all, the best of them are from Philly. They're at D'Alessandro's. I'll go get you one. You're buying. Apparently, Juju was dope. My friend Kristen, shout out Kristen. It was just her birthday, I think yesterday. I texted her for it. I'm not a best friend. I'm just pretty sure that was yesterday, not the day before. She used to work at a Subway in Pittsburgh, and she's like, dude, Juju would come in and he would just he was so fucking nice. He would like pay for other people's meals. Like he would always tip, like, I don't fucking tip at a Subway, like, but he would always tip. But like Juju was so nice. She was like upset when he got traded.
Yeah. That's got to be kind of fun, though, like working at a Subway and just having like a regular professional athlete coming in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Not bad. And like she doesn't really like, she fucks with sports, but like not that heavily, but like obviously she knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah. That's got to be cool. Do we want to do score predictions?
37-34 Eagles.
All right, I'm going to go 27-21 Eagles.
No, that's where you went wrong. They're going to get at least one field goal, the Chiefs. There's going to be at least one drive where like we stop them in the red zone or close to it and they kick a field goal. That's the thing. 21, bad call.
All right, 27-24.
Okay, better call.
Actually, 31-24.
All right.
Yep. That's what I'm going with.
I think we're just too good for these boys, apparently. Approximately one touchdown better.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you?
3.
What?
Maybe less.
What?
I'm not confident. Dude, life of a Philadelphia fan, and confidence is not something that runs deep. Like, bro. I think if on paper, I think our team is better than their team at every position, except for tight end. Maybe quarterback.
Yeah, but dude, okay, so in 2018 when we were playing the Pats in the Super Bowl, I probably would have said like a 3 because we went into that game and I'm like, all right, we have Nick Foles, we're on like some crazy magical run. There's like I'm at like a 3.
Sometimes I like magic more than fucking just talent.
This year I'm at like a 7, like a soft 7, medium 7 right now, dude. I'm like, this is like, I don't expect it to be like, oh, like if we win, it's by magic or chance. Like I expect us to win this game, and if we don't win this game, I think it's going to be because it was a close game that came down to like a few plays where our defense kind of just like either got burnt or like missed like some sort of coverage or something
and I
like
don't
that.
trust our defense not to do that. So that's why
But
I'm
I
saying
do.
I like a 3.
I trust our defense this year, dude. Like
I
I don't
don't.
think there's a bet. I don't think there's gonna be like an offense that is like enough to just like, especially with the offense that we have. I don't think there's a team that can like outscore us and like shut us out at the same time.
Here's the thing: Jalen Hurts not 100%.
Yeah, but he hasn't been 100% since like week 14, dude. And we've been fine.
He's extra hurt since his shoulder injury.
Both playoff games that we've played in have been like not even competitive games, dude. And we just played the number 1 defense in the NFL. It wasn't even competitive.
That's true. But they didn't have a quarterback. They
didn't have a quarterback, but that doesn't mean that doesn't change the fact that we still put up like 31 on their defense.
That's true, and their defense has got to be better than Kansas City's, right?
I think the biggest fluke because they were literally the number 1 defense in the league. I think the biggest fluke of that game that people could say was like, oh, well, the Niners defense gave y'all like 1,000 yards in penalties. But like at that point, it's like, okay, well, there's the number 1 defense. They shouldn't be doing that.
The reffing crew that is doing the Super Bowl has led the league in penalties or flags thrown over the last 3 years.
Oh, God, dude.
So
that's one thing I don't
fest.
Want. That's one thing I don't want in the Super Bowl.
You're getting
it's
it.
A fucking ref flag fest.
I promise. You're getting it.
What's the over-under on flags thrown? Like,
don't know. You want
30?
to make a bet with me right now?
Well, no, because I'm not going to take the under on that. Like, now that I have that
all right,
information.
I'll put the line at 13. They average 12. I'll put the line at 13.
They average 12?
Yep.
Line's at 13?
12.5.
Line's at 12.5. Here's the thing. This referee crew is probably like, we're at the Super Bowl. We already throw a shit ton of flags. We're on the biggest stage. How can we make this game about ourselves? Let's call every small holding play there is and fucking make this the closest game as we can with flags. That's going to piss me off.
So do you want the over or the under?
I don't know. Are we taking one or the other, or can we both take like?
No, you take one and I'll take the over. Right, we'll put $5 on it.
I'll take the over.
All right, fine. I'll get the under. Fuck. I just lost $5.
Yeah, you should have told me this information because I didn't know. The last thing I saw about the refs was that it was the Chiefs' record with like the head ref, and then the Eagles' record with the head ref. And it was
you said that they're going to throw 30 flags, and I was like, well, this kid, his fucking radar's way off if I put the line at 12.5.
That was like an over-exaggerated guesstimate.
Dramatic.
Yeah, I do that for dramatic effect.
Let's see. You think I got anything else on here?
I don't know. You tell me.
The ads for the Super Bowl. I've seen 6 million. I've seen 7 million on average for a 30-second ad.
That's insane.
Did you see the Mets?
The Mets, like the baseball team?
Yeah, Steve Cohen, he bought an ad, and they released.
Oh, really? There's a Mets ad for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's not bad, dude. It's like it starts.
You saw the actual ad?
Yeah, they released it early. I got a Bleacher Report notification. It was like, oh, the Mets, Steve Cohen bought an ad. Obviously, he did. Like, here's a video. But I didn't look at it, and then Lex sent it to me on Instagram, so I looked at it. And it's not bad, dude. It's like the phone rings and Brandon Nimmo's like running through like the office, and it's like all the Mets players are like, and like mascots are like standing in the office. He's like, I got it. He's like calling for the ball, right? Answers the phone, and then they're just like selling tickets. And then it's like all their players like answering the phone and selling tickets. Not all of them, but like a handful of them. It's not bad. It's kind of funny.
Why? But why?
To fucking buy tickets for Mets games, dude. To sell tickets. That's what the ad's for. Come fucking buy tickets. Come watch the Mets play baseball. That's the ad.
This is 1,000% the biased
New York Yankees bias
asshole Yankees fan coming through the microphone right now. But my team wouldn't need a fucking Super Bowl ad to sell tickets. Poverty franchise ass motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, it's not a poverty franchise ass motherfuckers. They're literally spending probably $7 million on that 30-second.
If you got $1 billion in your pocket and you can't sell tickets, then your baseball should be selling the tickets, not your Super Bowl.
If you got $1 billion in your pocket, you're not poverty.
If you got $1 billion as a baseball owner and you can't sell tickets, you got to buy a Super Bowl ad to get people to your games. Couldn't be me. My team sells tickets by playing baseball, baby, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the Mets aren't bad at that either.
Playing baseball?
Selling tickets for their baseball games. I've been at a handful of Mets games over the past couple years with Lex, and like they usually get a really good crowd.
Yeah, I mean that's just because New Yorkers are just big baseball guys.
Yeah, the Mets have been better over the past few years too. But like even when you and I went to that Mets Yankees game,
they haven't won since '86, bro.
Well, no, but they've been like competitive for the past few, like for the past like 3 years, they've been like competitive in the NL East and like maybe making the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean getting bounced in the wild cards like
Well, that's what the Yankees been doing over the last 3 years too.
Not in the wild card. We've been like playoffs, 3 games. No, we got bounced in the wild card one time in the past like 7 years, dude, and it was like in a fucking fluke game in Fenway.
Okay, you get bounced in the divisional round. What's the difference?
Bro, we've been in the ALCS like 4 times. What are you talking about?
And how many have you won?
None, but like it's different than fucking getting bounced in a 1-game wild card series.
100%. But I'm saying, like, you know, when you think about what the Mets were fucking before 3 years ago.
Hey, they were in the World Series more recently than the Yankees. They were in the 2015 World Series against the Royals.
Really? And the Yankees haven't been there since then?
Yankees haven't been to the World Series since 2009.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That's really surprising to me.
But the Yankees have only missed the playoffs, I think, once since then. And the Mets have been like 60-win team, like a
laughing stock of the fucking league.
Yeah.
When Robbie Cano's dropping fucking
balls I mean, at that point, like
out at second.
People would be like, "Oh, like, would you trade a World Series appearance?" Like, no, I would trade being like a contender every year, knowing my team has a chance at winning a World Series, and like flukely making a World Series once and losing.
Yeah,
like a World Series appearance doesn't mean shit to me unless you win it.
Yeah, the Phils made the World Series this year, and I'm just hoping they can fucking make me proud later. They're ranked really high.
Yeah, they've got a good squad, dude. I think I think the NL East is going to be a bit of a fucking firefight this year.
These are the Phillies players' rankings. JT's the number 1 ranked catcher. Trey Turner, number 1 ranked shortstop. Bryce, number 3 ranked right fielder. Zach Wheeler, number 8 ranked starting pitcher. Schwarber, number 3 ranked left fielder, which I think is a little suspect. That seems high.
Maybe a DH, dude.
Yeah,
left fielder though.
He's a good bat. He's not great defensively. And Reese, number 10 ranked first baseman. Those are all of their top 10 ranked players. And like that doesn't include Aaron Nola, who's a solid piece in the rotation. Bryson Stott, who's looked really nice in fucking, batting practice. Oh my god, getting stuck in batting practice.
Hey, pitchers and catchers report in like 6 days, dude. Spring training is right around the corner, brother.
Yeah.
I feel it in my bones.
I just meant I'm getting stoked about Bryson Stott over his fucking BP on not live pitching or anything like that, but
not really a pivot, but kind of. But I've decided to join. There's a men's baseball, like a Wilmington baseball league.
Mm-hmm.
And opening day is on March 19th, and they play at the field. Like it's like a citywide league. It's like a legit like you have to be over 18. It's not like slow pitch softball. It's like legit baseball. $300 entry fee, open tryouts to see which team you would be placed on. And open tryouts, I think, open practice started last Sunday. But I think it might have gotten rained out because, like, we've been getting some fucking crazy rain lately.
Yeah.
But, dude, I think I'm going to fuck around and play. It's like once a week. They play at the field that Maggie teaches at, like the school field, like at her school.
So you can just come and watch your games after work?
10 minutes away, dude. Well, no, the games are Sundays at, like, 1 p.m. So, like, right now, dude, like, especially that, like, football's over. It's not going to mess with my football time. I have nothing else to do on Sundays. Like, I'm going to have a fucking, like, practice once a week or 2 times a week and then a game every Sunday for the whole summer, I think. And they do, like, playoffs and stuff like that. So, my whole thing is like, dude, like, I'm excited to play, but, like, I want to pitch, but I don't know if I have that in me anymore. Like, I don't want to fucking destroy my shoulder for a men's league baseball team. You know what I mean?
Just go shag balls.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like, I'm going to give it a go and like, pitch. Because I've been in the gym. Like, I'm working. I'm getting my strength back up. But, like, if I go out there. I think
you're going to be really sore.
If I go out there, dude, and I throw a bullpen session and, like, wake up and I can't move my arm the next day, then I think I'm just going to be like, all right, dude. Like,
I think that's what's going to happen, honestly.
I'll just shag balls in right field and fucking hit piss missiles in, like, the 8th or 9th hole. Like, I'll enjoy doing that as long as I'm out there playing.
What would you think about, like, second base?
Can't. I'm left-handed.
Oh, yeah.
Really, my only options are first base in the infield and then the corner outfields. I guess I could play center, too, but I really, if I'm not pitching, dude, I just like hanging out in the corner outfield and fucking. That's where you can really show off your arm, like if you need to, and then just shagging some fly balls and making some running catches. But
Not
that and
bad.
hitting, yeah, I'm excited, dude. March 19th is opening day. That's like the day we get back from the bachelor party, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll probably have to miss the first week, but
Nah, you be
guess
back
me.
in time because I'm leaving early. I got a fucking 11-hour drive home.
Oh yeah, dude, it's still like a 6 hour drive for me, and like obviously like I'm a lot closer than you are, but I didn't think it was gonna be that far.
Yeah, dude. So that's the thing. I was looking at like, should I drive to Myrtle or Wilmington and then drive? I'm like, no, it's just gonna add a bunch of time when I could just stay on 95, and it's a 10.5-hour drive straight to Savannah from my house.
Just take 95 the entire way.
Yeah. And like from where I grew up to Myrtle was a 10-hour drive. So I'm like, dude, that's kind of easy money,
It's
low
yeah, it's
key.
not really. It's like the same thing, pretty much.
It'll be like fucking maybe like 11 and a half, 12 hours with like stops and traffic.
It's not too bad. I mean, dude,
Nah.
from where I grew up in, when I first like started at Coastal, when I was still living in upstate New York, it was like a 12, 13 hour drive from there. So
Yeah.
I used to do that by myself. You'd be all right.
Oh, I'm doing it with Ryan now, Emery's brother-in-law.
Is that who hit up the group chat the other day and was like, "Yo,
Yeah. And then Austin texted me later that day, and I was like, asked me about how I was going to get down. In my head, I was like, he's going to ask if Ryan can ride with me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to leave him behind, dude. And I know he doesn't live far.
yeah"? I thought for some reason I thought he lived in South Carolina.
Nah, he lives like a few towns away from me. We went there on New
Hmm.
Year's Eve. It's like 10 minutes away.
From your house?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I
It's
might
not
ask
bad.
him to drive to my house, though, just because I'm fucking so close to the highway. I don't really feel like going out of my way to pick him up. If I'm going to
Right.
drive you 11 hours to fucking Savannah, at least you could do drive 10 minutes to my house.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be nice to have some company for that drive too.
It'll be all right. I don't really know him that well. So like that's the thing. It's not like me and you driving together.
Right, that's true.
I mean, it's not like we're gonna listen. Want to? I mean, maybe we'll want to listen to the same shit. Maybe we won't. Honestly, driving down there won't be bad. Like that's gonna be easy. But it's gonna be driving back on Sunday when my social clock is like at fucking 0,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna fingers crossed he fucking wants to take a nap. Like he's hungover from the weekend, he's tired from the weekend, he wants to take a nap, and I can just put some Joe Rogan on and
And
fucking
zone out and
think
just
and
drive.
cruise.
Yeah. That's always nice, dude, when you just have like get in that zone where like you're not really like thinking about anything else except for like the podcast that's on, and then you like look down at the clock and like an hour and a half's gone by and you're like, "Oh, nice."
Not bad.
Yeah.
Um, Anheuser-Busch used to have exclusivity to Super Bowl ads. Did you know that? Alcohol ads?
I did not, but that makes sense because that's like you see
All you
Budweiser
ever
like
see.
all the time on Super Bowl
Yeah,
ads.
since 1989. This is the first year that they don't have exclusivity to alcohol ads. So there's
So we
going to
might
be
see
like
some like
a
fucking
Miller Lite versus Coors Light ad that's been being touted lately. Crown Royal's got an ad. Like there's going to be a bunch of new alcohol ads that we haven't ever had the chance to see before.
I hope we get some good commercials. Like
Me too.
Super Bowl commercials haven't been great as of late. Dude, do you remember the one last year where it was like the I think it was like the Coinbase commercial where it was like the thing that was like the old school DVD thing like bouncing around the screen. You remember
Yes.
that? And then it
Yes.
like finally hit the corner. Like perfectly in the corner. That was like one of the best commercials that I've ever seen, dude.
So they did that at a Flyers game where they had the Flyers logo just like bouncing, like just like the old screensavers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And this was like between periods. It was an intermission, and it hits the corner, and everybody started cheering. And Lex was like, "Why is everyone cheering?" I'm like, "Because the thing hit the corner." And she's like, "Dude, that's not it. That's not why they're cheering." I'm like, "I
Yes,
promise, that's why everybody's cheering."
Dude, you used to sit in your room, watch that, and you'd be like, "Oh, it's just bouncing. When's it gonna hit the corner perfectly?" It's like so satisfying when it does.
Yeah. And it was literally just like on like the big screen, like during like the intermission when they're cleaning the ice and shit.
Yeah, and then
And they
you
just
get
had
the
this
ones.
thing bouncing, and then it hits the corner, and you're like, ah.
you'd get
let's
the
go.
ones that go like it looks like it's gonna hit, and then it just goes ding ding,
Boop-doop.
and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck!
So fucking close. And then you gotta wait like 10 more fucking
for it to
hits.
go all the way around again, and then
and he's like reset.
Whoever thought of that
ad.
whoever thought of that ad is a marketing genius, dude.
Yeah,
That is a great fucking idea for commercial. Because like to this day, we're still talking about it to this day. It's a year later.
The only other news I got on the pod doc list is Bo Bichette signed an extension.
Bo Bichette extension, how long?
I think it was 2 years, 33
Sounds
million.
That sounds about right. I feel like these next 2 years for him are like make it or break it, because like he kind of came up as like a star, like star potential, and then like just like got a lot of like problems in the field error wise. Like his bat goes cold every now and then, but if he can put 2 seasons together with like an 850 OPS, dude, and like really show out to be the Blue Jays shortstop, like good for them, I guess. It's really all I got.
Jays.
Yeah, I mean,
did you see that thing about we're gonna get 2 expansion teams in the MLB and possibly restructuring the league?
did you see the East or the whatever it was? The Eastern
Yeah, the East.
Conference?
It was fucking the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, and the Phils.
Red Sox, dude. Sign me up, bro. That would be so fun.
That would be crazy.
That would be so much fun. That's like all I ever want, and like that, like
the only
so
thing I think
fun.
you still need to divide it up between like a National League and an American League for playoff sake, right? The way they had it, I think they had 32 teams? Yeah, 8 things to 4, just like the NFL.
Yeah.
So just make do 4 and 4, split it up between these 4, make the playoff bracket on this side, and these 4 make the playoff bracket on the other side.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of just having one big tournament bracket and just do it all by seeding. I feel like that evens it out a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Or take like the top from every division, right? And then the next 8 best.
Yeah. Yeah, if you win your division, then obviously you get
a playoff spot, and then the next 8 best, and then just do fucking. But then, do you do seedings by? Are 1 through 8 going to be division winners by record, and then 9 through 16 are the 8 wild cards, or would you mix the wild cards in with the division winners based on record?
I think you would probably not mix the wild card in division. I don't know.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how the Bucks were like the 4 seed this year, and the Cowboys were the first wild card seed, even though they had a better record.
Yeah. I feel like you just got to go by better. I feel like you just got to go by better record.
I think you do it that way, the way that they're doing it, right? So like 8 would be the worst record of the divisional winners, and 9 would be the best wild card team, but they're going to play each other in the first round.
And yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I mean the MLB just implemented some like playoff rule changes, like wild card stuff like that, but.
They're implementing a bunch of new rules. They got like bigger bases this year.
Yeah,
pitch clock.
What else is there?
There's another big one. There's 2 big ones.
Yeah,
the shift. The shift was the other one. Yeah.
I'm excited for that, dude. That's gonna be awesome.
Me too, dude. Offensive numbers.
No 4-man outfield. Yeah, that's gonna be. I just remember watching baseball before the shift was like big like that, and it was just like. Averages were so much higher. Like a 300 average was still like Hall of Fame, but like
ball off the bat, it's like you could know whether or not it's gonna be a hit, right? Like, right. I know that this is gonna like get over the first baseman's head and drop into like shallow outfield, and it'll be a single, and like we'll get the fucking inning going, right? But now it's like you expect that, and then it's like, oh, they had the shift on, and the third baseman was playing behind the first baseman, and that's an out.
Yeah, or even just the simple fact of like I remember like even like 10 years ago, dude, a ball right back up the middle behind the pitcher, base hit every single time. But like now with the shift, it's like some guy could be sitting behind second base.
You could still have that.
No, dude. I mean, you have to be on either side of the base. You can't be like on the dirt behind the base. You have to be on either side of it. So yeah, you can.
The way that I saw it was like it split the field in half. So you could still be like a shortstop and be kind of behind that base, and then shift your third baseman over. You know what I mean? or flop your third baseman over to like just on the correct side of the base and maybe shift your shortstop, towards third a little bit.
Yeah, you basically
so there's ways to
be...
still shift a little bit, and like you can still have people behind second base in a way.
Oh yeah, but that's always been it's always been like that. You know what I mean?
But you've never shifted like that before as a shortstop. You've never shifted that far.
Right. The thing is though, like balls that are hit up the middle, unless it's like a slow ground ball, like if you're not playing on the grass, it's gonna be so much harder to field, dude. Like if it's like even if it's like a fast ground ball straight back up the middle and it's like going right over second base, like you have to be like in the perfect spot to field that cleanly, or it's gonna make it a tough play essentially. As to where before it was like a guy playing basically rover and softball would just field that and throw it to first.
I don't know. We'll see. I think that there still might be like some semblance of a shift, honestly.
Yeah.
For certain batters, right? Like I think that you might do that where you'll put like I wouldn't be surprised if the third baseman, instead of getting shifted, like let's say a lefty is batting, right? And they are like crazy pull hitters. I could see the third baseman is going to shift to like almost like behind second just to where they're in legal play. And then the shortstop will take, 5 steps towards third base, and third base is still going to be widely open, but you're going to try to avoid like anything up the middle. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, this guy's not going to pull it, so let's take away anything up the middle because that's the best we can do with the new rules.
What they need to do to fix like that shift entirely, and it's like, listen, I'm not like totally against the shift. Like I think if you want to shift your middle infielders to a certain point where they, have a better chance of like reading where the hitter's going to hit the ball, then like that's fine. But like what they need to do is fix the shift ability of a third baseman. The third baseman needs to be set in a certain spot before the ball is hit. Like limited.
Make it so that the third baseman has to be
on the corner of the field,
closer to third base than second base, right? Like draw a line between second and third, and say the third baseman can't cross this line. That would put him closer to second than third.
But even then, like just before the ball is hit, like he can still move over that line.
After the ball gets hit, who cares? Like go wherever the fuck you want. The pitcher runs behind the catcher sometimes. Like,
right.
Obviously, that's not going to happen before the ball's hit.
Could you imagine?
I'm going to throw you this gnarly fucking boomerang ball. You got to hit it on the way back. But
that's how they fix it, dude. Just like limit the third baseman shift, and then you won't have a third baseman playing fucking behind the second base or like a shortstop essentially.
Yeah,
because the first baseman's never going to shift. Like he'll play deep, or he'll play in, but he's never going to move off the bag.
Right, because you got to be able to fucking throw somebody out at first when they hit a ground ball.
Right. Could you imagine, dude? First baseman.
I'm out of here.
Deep right-handed shift. He's playing second base. He's like, hold up, let me get there. You got to wait until I get there.
It's the pitcher's now. It's
pitcher's responsibility.
They got to pitch and then run to fucking first base.
Hey, I mean that's true.
Hit a gnarly stretch.
Yeah. That was always the scariest thing in pitching, dude. Like when you had to cover first base on a ground or two first, like you're basically like putting your entire momentum into a pitch, like evaluating where the ball is hit. You have to read if the first baseman's going to get there or not. So they teach you to just automatically run that way anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're basically in a foot race with the batter
to
catch a ball that's like not like it's moving, not like a straight throw. It's moving at you in the way that you're running, and you have to catch it and then time your foot to hit the base.
Yeah, find the base.
That's one of the most underrated, hardest things in sports, dude. People don't realize. It is super hard.
Yeah, like the amount of different mechanics that go into that.
Different mechanics and just overall like hand-eye coordination it takes to do that. Even from like a first baseman POV, like making that throw to somebody who's running towards a spot in the field and like having the timing down and like knowing it's going to get there and not have it be like an error throw. Super hard.
Underrated.
Very.
Reese Hoskins, top 10 first baseman in the league. You heard it, not here first, but MLB,
yeah, I mean he's no Anthony Rizzo, but
he's better.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, dude.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here then.
All right, let's do it.
You guys, you know the deal. Fucking smooch a neighbor, hug a stranger, and root for the birds.
Let's go. Make sure you don't smooch a stranger and hug your neighbor because that might be weird, but.
Yeah, don't fuck your neighbor or flash him either. That would also be weird, I think.
Don't fuck
Keep
your neighbor.
Genitalia inside your clothes.
Don't fuck your neighbor the way birds fuck. That's weird.
Yeah, don't rub your genitals on your neighbor's genitals.
Don't edge your
Unless
neighbor. That's what we're
unless
saying.
they're cool like that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, people do what they want. That's fine with me. Just make sure it's
Amen,
consensual.
brother. Smooches.